Ah, go ahead and let that rock for a little bit. Hmm. It's Chris. It's Ben. What's going on, Ben? How you doing, brother? Uh, doing fine. It's good to hear. Give me 1 second to start up this auto map, and let's go ahead. Playing Romancing Saga 3 in the background. You're playing Fire Emblem 3? How? But let's go ahead and actually get back into Episode three's finale, at least from what I understand. People were saying this is the last final part. April 2nd, 311 Zodiac Art Gallery Fountain Patio. What's up, Seabay? Miss Hall, have you composed yourself? Yes. I have 3 hours before I have to go to work, so I may catch the whole stream. Dude, huge pog. I have no idea how long I'm going to be going today. You'll more than likely catch the entirety of the Investigations 2 part, because I might actually swap over and do Arknights and just get Aya to E2. What you did, no matter the reason, was unforgivable. Yes, I know. However, you committed this crime in order to prove Mr. Master's innocence. If the true culprit is someone else, we have a duty to reinvestigate. Yeah, what do I look like playing Grand Blue that isn't versus on stream? Why would I do that? I can just spam that off stream. Nobody wants to watch an Idolmaster collab. That's also a weird resolution. I gotta figure out how to get it all on screen without making it look dumb. But that's a maybe. I don't know if I am gonna do that or not yet. So let's just keep it easy. Let's keep it simple. Run the set in verses. Incidentally, I haven't played verses at all. Moreover, there is no evidence to lend credence to Miss Hall's testimony. We should first arrest Miss Hall as the culprit behind today's incident. We cannot be certain that all the case files are accurate. After all, the prosecutor in the case has a history of forging evidence. It's crazy that Miles knew, like, off-rip that he was gonna have to shit on Manfred von Karma with this case being tied to the IS-7 incident, and he has no qualms doing so. Are you suggesting that the PIC overlooked such a prosecutor? Yes! You overlooked Manfred von Karma for 40 fucking years. It took Phoenix Wright's goofy ass to put him in jail. Meanwhile, what were y'all doing in the PIC? Y'all were just hanging out, just chilling? That's none of my concern. The truth is that evidence was falsified. And the fact that Dover's body is from 18 years ago was just discovered proves it. What's going on, Alonzo? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I can see remnants of Prosecutor von Karma within you. What did you... Oh, literally, hey, yo, who the fuck you think I am? You try to deceive the PIC and fabricate the truth. Did we miss the part where you said, did the PIC overlook somebody, and now you're talking about Manfred von Karma? You don't get to do that. You're wrong. Let me inform you of or rather, the PIC's logic. Oh, you want to smoke? That's fine. The PIC's logic. I acknowledge that Prosecutor von Karma fabricated information about the body. However, he successfully convicted Mr. Master as an accomplice. He got a fake confession out of him because he was fucking starving the guy and not letting him sleep. Manfred von Karma kinda sick, not gonna lie. I believe that the true culprit was Miss Curator herself. She even attempted to murder Mr. Gustavia today in order to pin the blame on him. I don't think I don't think that's true. Because she wasn't trying to frame him. She was just trying to get him to expose himself with information that with information that the culprit would have already had. Is that really what the PIC believes? I'm just noticing it now. Her neck long as fuck. Yes, every word I utter is for the sake of law and order. SVU. It seems she intends to hide the truth for the sake of the PIC. At this rate, neither Mr. Master nor Miss Hall will be saved. I'm noting that she specifies it's the PIG's logic and not necessarily hers. Well, she said a moment ago, like, she stubbled and was like, or stubbled, not stubbled. She stumbled over her words and was like, yeah, no, this is my, I mean, it's the PIC's logic. Yeah. So, it's very clear that she's got some personal interest in this, whatever the reason may be. So, I think it's the, she tried to pin the blame on Gustavia. That's what don't make sense. Yeah. Tell me about that. If she wanted to pin the crime on somebody, why choose Mr. Gustavia? Perhaps Mr. Gustavia suspected Miss Hall was the criminal, as he attempted to confirm whether or not the Gemini sculpture was genuine. He was caught in a trap meant to silence him forever. Can you prove that theory? Mr. Gustavia is currently teetering on the brink of death. There's probably no way to prove it unless he regains consciousness. In other words, there is nothing we can do for now. That can't be true. There must still be something we can do. You still don't get it, do you? Allow me to give you a clear explanation. We already have ample evidence for both the IS-7 incident and today's poison gas incident. Okay, do we? Because when we found the melted sculpture, it was like, yeah, no, this is definitely made out of sugar, and it had blood on it, right? So, where is it? The liquid, yeah, liquid analysis results. Whose blood, anyways? It was Dover's, right? Or did we not test the blood? Or could we not test the blood? Yeah, Gumshoe said he was gonna get back to us on that. But it still seems right. There we go. There is still one piece of evidence from the IS-7 incident that remains unsettled. Take a look at this. This is the forensic results from the Gemini sculpture that melted in the Winter Palace. According to the results of the analysis, traces of someone's blood were found. Yeah, so we sent Gumshoe away and he said he'd get back to us. So hopefully we find out soon, right? Hopefully they're able to determine whose blood it is rather quickly, but as for now, we're kind of SOL on proving that it's hyper-related. Who does the blood belong to? Until we know the answer, the case is still open. There was blood mixed in with the remains of the Gemini sculpture. I heard nothing of this from Sebastian. Well, guess what? Sebastian sucks. This is a report from Detective Gumshoe. I had planned to tell Mr. DeBest myself. So even though you had no investigative authority, you still did as you pleased. And I'm right, nigga, the fuck? I shall report everything that transpired today to the PIC. Like, look at her neck. She's got a really long neck. It's just now that I'm noticing it, but she's got a neck on her. I will not avert my eyes to the truth, nor shall I overlook the mistakes of the past. If you wish to report my actions to the PIC, be my guest. But in exchange, I want you to let me investigate the case to the very end. Her hair bothers you? What's wrong about her hair? I think her hair is like one of the better parts of her design, except for the long ass like side part that she has in the front that forms into like a lightning bolt. That kind of looks a little bit weird, but the rest of her hair is fine. Like if the if the side part, like the part behind where she's holding the gavel right now, like didn't have that little like jagged swoosh, then it'd be fine. Like if it went down into a natural end, then it'd be fine by me. Have we ever seen her right eye? We have. Haven't we? Have we? Wait a minute. Have we seen Justine Courtney's right eye? Bro, wait a minute. Hey, good news, you guys. Oh, he's up. I'll see. So you got a name annoyed with her name being basically Judge Court. Her Japanese name is Hikari Makagami, which basically means Scale of the Gods. I wonder if she's hiding the Millennium Eye back there. That would be pretty fun. Mr. Gustavia. So, he's alive. Oh, you're still doing this shit. Would you be the ones who saved my life? Hey, Mr. Gustavia. You are Sir Assistant, are you not? You've grown so big. This time, this one is your assistant. No, Technically, we are his assistant. Sebastian was actually helpful. Yeah, thank you for bringing the person we assume to be a murder culprit to us. He's an assistant candidate, and Gregory Edgeworth's son. I am Miles Edgeworth, a prosecutor. What a twist of fate. Matt Hardy niggas. I am in your debt. It is thanks to you that I have completely recovered. There's no need for thanks. Since you are alive, we can reach the truth behind the incident 18 years ago. What do you speak of? While you were unconscious, the truth has started to come to light. You may be Isaac Dover's murderer. What? Really? Miss Hall was looking for the criminal behind the events of 18 years ago. That's why she set up the poison gas in the Pisces case. That's actually, like, all things considered, that's actually a fire way to out somebody and get your revenge. Like, that's not all bad at all. Like, she really had that nigga on the ropes. Mr. Gustavia, the events of the incident 18 years ago. Tell us what really happened. Oh. What you got for us, King? So you wish to remain silent? Oh, you have nothing. She has Manfred's eye back there? Oh, great. Justine Courtney is actually the reincarnation of Manfred von Karma. Could you imagine? That would fucking suck. Nah, I think he's just meditating. He can sleep standing up? What a useful skill to have. Meditation is different from sleeping. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us what you did 18 years ago. And he laughs. We ask him to prove his innocence, and he laughs. I'm the criminal because I fell for the trap. That's not a very funny joke. I'm a victim, not a culprit. Mr. Gustavia, it has not yet been made clear whether or not you are the criminal. This is only their baseless speculation. Do not concern yourself with the drivel of a prosecutor without jurisdiction. At least there is one person here who understands. My name is Justine Courtney. I am a judge. If you would like, I would be happy to assist you. Let us show Prosecutor Edgeworth the truth of 18 years ago. Understood. I shall prove my innocence to you, Sir Prosecutor. Judge Courtney, is that your answer? Do you intend to bury the truth of the I-7 incident before it can be brought to light? I merely believe in the judgments of the Goddess of Law. Ultimately, those who render judgment are only human. As long as humans control the law, there is no guarantee that every verdict is correct. If you are going to help conceal the truth, I will not hold back. I'm looking forward to it. Lady Justine, what should I do now? You are being suspected because you set off the poison gas. Can you tell us the reason? Why you opened the Pisces case? Understood. I came to see Sir Dover's works from 18 years ago. However, I accidentally entered the museum a half hour before. How do you accidentally? Okay, let's just stop right there for a minute. How the fuck do you accidentally go into a place half an hour before it opens? His mustache is fantastic. Yeah, and his brain don't work. How the fuck does that happen? Have you ever been, like, walking to, like, a fucking, like, a restaurant? Like, you ever been walking, I was gonna say McDonald's, but they're open 24 hours a day. You ever been walking to an IHOP and it's, oh, IHOP's open 24 hours a day? What place does not, like, a store? Like, you definitely don't walk into a museum half an hour before it fucking opens. All his brain cells went into developing his mustache. That's probably correct. Miss Hall, there was nobody at the entrance, correct? Since I thought the criminal from 18 years ago might be coming, I had no security guards in place. I didn't even lock the doors. Alright, okay, so you're a little bit dumb. You had a good plan, but you kind of slipped up and let him get in here. I was very busy with the opening preparations, so there was nobody on the first floor. In addition, I locked every palace door aside from the autumn one. I see. This must have been done in order to lure the criminal to the Autumn Palace. Which is why he ended up entering the Autumn Palace. It's already suspicious that he snuck into the museum in the first place. The gallery should remain silent. Unless you have evidence that can prove his testimony false, I will not allow any objections. Gallery? This isn't even a courtroom. Now then. Why did you open the Pisces case? I wish to view Sir Dover's handiwork up close. The Gemini sculpture? No, it was actually the Pisces, wasn't it? The lid had been frozen shut, so I borrowed a burner to open it. But as soon as I opened the lid, poison gas began pouring out. That's quite a convenient testimony. It sounds like a total lie, doesn't it? A little bit. There are parts of Mr. Gustavia's testimony that I have issues with as well. However, there is no evidence to disprove it. It do not matter. I'm still going to disprove it. But that's... Would it not make sense for suspicion to fall on Lady Catherine before myself? She may have intended to release the poison gas haphazardly. Yeah, no, because if I set up poison gas, I'm just like, yeah, nah, fuck it. It'll go off if I'm accidentally in the room. Have you seen the latest Twitter music account, the DJ Shaq fan account? Yeah, it was fun for the first 5 hours that account was made, and then niggas just ran it into the ground. I'm not a fan anymore. I was fan, like, and the worst part is that as the account gets, like, age, they start posting songs that I like. So I'm just in a conundrum, because I'm tired of seeing this fucking thing. Because people, like, it just pops up on my feed every 2 fucking seconds.
Objection.
Hey, Ray. Gage turned on the sprinklers as soon as the gas was released. She was specifically targeting the person who triggered the trap. Mr. Gustavia, you were her only target. You are willing to accept the words of this criminal as the truth. Miss Hall must atone for her crimes. However, the same can be said for the criminal from 18 years ago. Sir Prosecutor, it seems you wish to suspect me to the bitter end. However, I had no reason to murder Sir Dover. If there is no evidence to suggest that I killed him, you cannot suspect me. Mr. Edgeworth, can you prove that Mr. Gustavia is the criminal? All we know for sure is that Mr. Gustavia fell victim to the poison gas. No matter how strange his behavior was, it won't prove he committed the murder. How does that dude get all those scars? I mean, assumably, because they said in the past that his little, I don't want to say fucking turkey basters, but the things that he used to do the candy morphing, I guess, were made of metal, and they were kind of like swords. And we've heard the swords themselves. What the fuck? I got another Type 88 in Girls Frontline. I hate this game. Just give me the Amelie. Yeah, I'm not getting it now either. But that's... Mr. Shields, is there nothing we can do? Well, if there isn't any evidence, we should try to reorganize the facts. If Mr. Gustavio was the one who killed Mr. Dover, there must have been a motive. Motive. Mr. Gustavia himself is denying that such a motive exists. Are we about to get kicked into logic? Yeah. It's not easy to take another person's life. 18 years ago, your old man also discussed motive with Prosecutor Von Karma. Yeah. Dog, Greg Edgeworth, like, he looks like a proper, like, he looks like he's the only character that should be shown in black and white. That is a proper noir detective. Partnership turns sour. We couldn't talk with Mr. Gustavi 18 years ago, but this time, things are different. If we connect everything we've learned so far, the truth might be revealed. Yes, I suppose so. It seems I must re-examine the information from 18 years. I must recall all the details that have remained unexplained. Alright, hold on. Glove finger marks. Oh, okay. So it's going to, it's going to be, what's the word? It's going to be all the evidence that we had brought in from the old case. So it was pretty much just this top line here, right? The Angel's recipe book, the finger marks, the rock salt lamp, and the family photo. So what would be the... Well, maybe the only thing that I can think of right now is that Dover is responsible for, or at least Gustavia thinks Dover is responsible for his son not coming to visit. Maybe he accidentally got his son killed, because we never heard anything about Dover's son either. Sorry to keep bringing it up, but he just looks like Atticus Finch. Yeah, I mean, with the overcoat, he just looks like a fucking detective. With the overcoat and the hat, right? He looks like a whole ass detective. Like, that's a true crime detective right there. But no, I definitely see the Atticus Finch. You're not wrong. But I have nothing past something happened to Gustavia's son and he thinks Dover is responsible. But what would... Okay, so does that mean Gustavia was trying to take the Angel's recipe book? Because we don't all know what's in there yet. We just know that there's a lot of cures and, like, chemical solutions, like chemical compound, like, information in there, right? But the only thing that it tells us right off the bat without looking inside of it, or because we're not able to look inside of it, rather, is that it has the cure for hypogasia. So, I don't know. I don't get it right now. Delicia denied leaving finger marks on the frame. If they were left by Mr. Gustavia, he may have been trying to view the Angel's recipe. Monsieur Master also asked me to change the film into camera. See, the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. Yeah, but that was a lie, wasn't it? That's Kaede's lie. Alright, remaining film. Okay. Oh, okay, so he was taking pictures of the book. Right. The information my father collected 18 years ago was certainly not for naught. If there is no evidence, then I shall use logic to reveal the truth. And we get kicked in. Let's go! Alright, so. Was the Angel's recipe his goal? Boom! If he had photographed the contents of the Angel's recipe, he wouldn't need to steal it. Perhaps Mr. Gustavia used Mr. Master's camera to take the pictures. If he had stolen the actual recipe book, the police would have found out. I see. Pictures, eh? The problem is the time at which he entered Mr. Master's room. Mr. Gustavia could have moved around freely during the afternoon tea, right? Because it seems both him and Mr. Dover did not participate in the afternoon tea. Ooh. Mm-hmm. So he's the only one that could have murdered him given the time frame? If I remember correctly, the only time we could prove that Dover was still alive is... Yeah. Until before the contest judging actually began. But Delicia was able to get into the room, so it wasn't locked. So Delicia should have been the last person to see him, right? Yeah, we never found out, did we? What's going on, Solaris? After the contest began, Isaac Dover was locked up in his room. If we assume he was killed at some point before Delicia snuck into his room, then there is a high chance that he was killed before the afternoon tea was over. Alright. So, motive for murder, partnership turns sour. That just, like, is a direct question and answer right there. Mr. Gustavi, you collaborated with the victim Isaac Dover to create your desserts, didn't you? Oh? It seems you know about my secret. Mr. Shields told me about it. Mr. Dover handled the design while you were in charge of the taste. Is that correct? Back then, my training had been insufficient. It seems you worked together through the semifinals, but not during the finals. Why is that? We both wish to compete in the finals against Sir Master on our own merits. You must have also helped with Sir Isaac Dover's design or dessert during the finals. What makes you able to declare something like that? Didn't you tell Prosecutor Von Karma about it yourself 18 years ago? That you cooperated until the day before the finals? Yeah, it's crazy. Now, I'm not saying Phoenix Wright is a bitch by any stretch of the word. However, if you look at it just a little bit, Phoenix Wright had to go through a whole fucking digital recreation and matrix program of a past case to prove innocence. Got my gun back, Juve. No, don't shoot. Yeah, but the Phoenix had to go through a matrix program in order to solve an old case. Miles literally just got told a story and he's like, yeah, I'm doing it. Also, it's kind of weird that there's no music here. What's going on, Stars, man? To be fair, Apollo Justice is convoluted ass bit of nonsense. Yeah, that's correct. The Matrix was actually for the jury, was it? Oh yeah, because he was giving that narration of like, yeah, no, you get to solve it and you get to decide the fate. Yeah. So yeah, that's fair. Why did Isaac Dover not help you in return? If there was a reason why your partnership with Isaac Dover broke down, that would be a motive for murder. Uh-oh. Could be a possibility. However, Sir Dover and I ended our partnership peacefully. A peaceful breakup? That's hard to imagine. Not to mention, it's absurd to think that I killed Sir Dover in Sir Master's room. I couldn't have killed Sir Dover while Sir Master was also there making his desserts. Wasn't the motherfucker in the garden doing afternoon tea? Are you dumb? Thank you for giving me thank you for giving me logic. I'm both glad and sad the jury system went nowhere in Ace Attorney. Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool, like, most definitely. Like, if Karain trying to sort its, that's why I think a game following Apollo and Nayuta repairing the Karain court system would have been pretty cool. Because you can see them, like, maybe we should set up a jury system. And then, like, okay, scratch that, juries suck. That's not true. If there was a moment when Mr. Master was absent from the room, I could prove that it was possible for Mr. Gustavia to commit the murder. Well, if we're giving gimmies, I'll take the gimme. Boo! Isaac Dover was alive up until the afternoon tea began. Ergo, that is the only time when Gustavia could have killed Dover. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you satisfied? The man has a fucking seahorse tattoo. Who, Gustavia? I hadn't noticed. Sorry, but I am far from satisfied. Because I'm finally starting to see the truth behind this case. Are you saying you have found some evidence to show us that truth? Wait, who is this? Who is what? No, there is no need to present any evidence. Since we can just have Mr. Gustavia tell us the truth. Who's this, the lady? That's Courtney, Judge Courtney. We met her in the second case. You've been away for a bit? Okay. Well, essentially, she's a judge. Site crash while I was trying to make a build. Oh, the fucking FEH builder? Ah, so this is where you use that, right? Indeed, Mr. Gustavia, there is one thing I want you to tell me. Nah, we didn't get rid of old judge. It's just that she is another judge. Who is a bit of a, secretive, self-fulfilling woman. Basically what I'm saying is she belonged to the streets. I said, Mr. Gustavia, there is one thing I want you to tell me. What is it? During the finals of the contest, you made your desserts on your own. I wanted to compete for the title of world's greatest pastry chef on my own merits. If that was truly the case, you would have competed on your own merits from the start. I want you to tell me why it was necessary for you to cooperate with Isaac Dover. Oh, here we go. It's chess time, ladies and gentlemen. During the contest 18 years ago, Mr. Gustavia collaborated with Mr. Dover. I wonder, what made them to decide to cooperate in the first place? But yeah, long story short, Solaris, she's investigating bad shit prosecutors do, and she apparently wants Edgeworth to get off this case or lose his badge. That's the ultimatum that she's giving him. Because either she thinks Edgeworth is cruel or corrupt somehow, or still has the fucking taint of Manfred von Karma on him. That's what I need to draw out from him, but... it seems he pretends to... oh yeah, that's... so that's the rook right there. So we got pawn, bishop, rook, queen. That's actually a pretty good defense if you're defending a king. Not nearly enough, but you can still make it work. He nearly caused an international incident on the plane, but he was right! I don't care if you nearly cause an international incident. If you're right, you get to go. You're fine. Once you say, okay, look, I know you were doing some bad shit, but you solved a crime, so we're gonna give you that one. That's all I'm saying, right? Edgeworth should have been allowed that one. You get a couple mulligans. As far as like international laws go. First, I'll ask about why he collaborated with Mr. Dover. The truth has been hidden for 18 years. That ends today. Logic chess, begin. Alright, why did you collaborate with Dover? Why did you decide to collaborate with Isaac Dover? Sir Dover and I were already acquaintances even before the contest began. Since he was interested in the contest, we simply decided to enter it together. Joining forces with a sculptor, you are confident in your own abilities. You know nothing about me. We wanted to make great works of art together. Let's wait. Sir Dover's son and my own attended the same elementary school. We all got along well from the start. Really? So you were going to share the title of world's greatest pastry chef together? Wake up! Wake up! As expected, he pretends to meditate when things aren't going his way. Wanna become banned? I don't know why the bots have to come in here. You can go elsewhere. Mr. Dover was a sculptor. I doubt he had any interest in the title of world's greatest pastry chef. In that case, where did his true goal lie? Oh, pawn broken. I thought it was just going to be damage on the pawn. Although that would make this, like, dumbass long, right? Indeed, my goal was the title of world's greatest pastry chef. However, Sir Dover's goal was the grand prize, the Angel's Recipe. I see. You cooperated because your interests were aligned. But there must have been a reason why your partnership soured. Sir Prosecutor, I am the victim of a poisoning. If you're going to suspect me in this manner, perhaps I'd better return to the infirmary. Wait a moment. In that case, you should end things soon. I'm not a patient man. It seems he's trying to leave. I can't let that happen. He's still hiding something. Next, I should ask him about his true goal. Time refill. I need to keep the pressure on him while being cautious of the time. Do you have another goal? Didn't you have another goal besides the title? The title alone doesn't seem to have much value. How dare the likes of you insult the title of a confectionery artist? My only goal was the title itself. I had no interest in anything else. Are you sure about that? My dream was to become the world's greatest pastry chef. Wait and see. 18 years ago, I was lacking in design sense. However, things are different now. The weird part, like, I assume that if I select the wrong thing, because it happened in the previous episode, right? I assume if I select the wrong thing, it won't let me go down the path. It'll just kick me right to the beginning of the segment. So it's not like I can waste time going or chasing wrong questions. If I happen to pick the wrong question, it's like, okay, you're just done. Because it seems like wait and see was a proper one there. Because we already proved that he couldn't do it alone with his skills, but he was trying to. Or at least he said he was trying to. 18 years ago I was lacking the design sense, however, things are different now. Oh, are you saying you've improved at your craft? Exactly, for I have trained in the Republic of Zhangfa. What is that name again? Wait and see. Yes. At the time, I also studied Mr. Master's works. I would often watch his show with my son. So, you were studying Mr. Master's work to improve your own skills. If you had his recipes, perhaps it would have been easier for you to become the world's greatest. Perhaps. To a pastry chef, Sir Master's recipes were worth their weight in gold. So you wanted his recipes. I assume that when he stops talking and puts his little fucking... his pumps away, that's when I question. If becoming the world's greatest pastry chef was your goal, you should have also been interested in the grand prize, the Angel's Recipe. Bishop gone. Wait, wasn't the rook down there, though? Am I crazy? I believe the rook was down there. The recipes of the world's greatest pastry chef. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't interested. Well, yeah. However, I wouldn't think that simply being interested would be a problem. I wonder about that. The Angel's Recipe's true nature was not for making desserts, but cures. And all of the contest participants should have been aware of that. I really don't like the N letter, GG letter R. That, we gotta figure out a different way to groan, okay? Japan or translation team. We gotta figure out something that's not those letters in specific. Looks like I'm getting close. He isn't meditating anymore. And now slowly but surely drive him into a corner. Next, I'll ask what he planned to use the recipe book for. You didn't intend to make desserts with it, did you? I'm fairly certain this was not intentional, at least some hope it wasn't. No, it's not intentional because other, like, proper Ace Attorney games, like, with proper Capcom localization have that grown like spelling as well. So we need to figure out phonetically what's not that we can use. Did you intend to win the Angel's recipe and use it to make desserts? Of course, I obtained the Angel's recipe. If I obtained the Angel's recipe, I was going to use it in my training. I hear the Angel's recipe was worth a lot of money. I don't know the exact details, but that recipe book was much too valuable to be sold. Know a little bit about it, huh? Alright, now we ask him a question. You seem to know a lot about the book. You seem to know quite a lot about the Angel's recipe. Damage. Okay. It was explained to all the contestant participants at the beginning of the contest. In that case, you must know about the recipe book's true nature. That was not a recipe book for desserts at all. We got him, boys. He's up against the ropes. Impressive, Sir Prosecutor. So, you know the true nature of the Angel's recipe. The Angel's recipe, some have called it the ultimate recipe book. It contained formulas for new medicines that were not yet on the market. He knew the recipes were actually formulas for new medicine. And this could be a useful clue. Did you know the recipe book's value? Because we already asked the other question. The Angel's recipe, did you know its true value? Silly question. It contains Sir Master's best dessert recipes. No, you knew it wasn't that. Any pastry chef worth the salt would want it. Where does he keep getting molten sugar from? This is weirder than Godot's coffee. Excellent question. We'll never know. Looks like that clue will come in handy. You know what the recipes actually are. You may have studied design in Sang-Va. However, your skills in line could use more work. You just said earlier that the Angel's recipe contained the formulas for medicines. Damage again. You weren't interested in desserts. You wanted the medicine formulas. Did you need a new medicine? Shake? Now, why would a pastry chef such as yourself be so interested in medicine? Perhaps what you were really after was the information about the new medicine. There the rook goes. You know, this is one of the longer ones, now that I'm noticing. It's because we had 4 pieces, and each of them has their own proper questioning line. I've underestimated you, Sir Prosecutor. Yes. My goal was more than just the title of world's greatest pastry chef. At the time, my son was ill. I needed the recipe for medicine. Your son was ill. Tell me more about that. To protect my son's honor, I can say no more. Judging by the worried look on his face, I must have struck a nerve. Next, I need him to tell me more about his son's illness. Talk to me about your boy. This is it. This will be the final move of the game. What was your son like? What kind of person was your son? My boy, he loved the desserts I made. Did you enter the contest solely for your son? As a prosecutor, you could never understand the feelings a father has for his son. I wanted nothing more than to cure my boy's illness. Ooh, yeah, don't select I doubt that. That's bad. Until the semifinals, my son would always drop by the contest venue to play. Is that so? Wouldn't he get in your way? I doubt you had time to care for your son while you were challenging Mr. Master. That may be so, but I wanted to grant my son's wish. He said he always wanted to be the first to eat my desserts. Okay. Sounds pretty healthy to me. About your son. If he was so sick, wouldn't it be difficult for him to come and play with you? Now, what kind of illness does he have, bro? Don't tell me he has fucking hypoacusia. Please don't. My son's illness, it wasn't life-threatening. That might serve as a clue. Did the recipe book have the only cure? Did the Angel's recipe have the only cure? Yes, though the medicine is being sold everywhere. Really? So they made the medicine, Do they actually end up making it?
At the time, the recipe book was my one and only option. That is why I continued making my desserts without joining the others for tea time.
So you weren't interested in whatever Mr. Master was making? You sure seem confident in your chances of winning.
I couldn't be bothered to pay attention to the others.
You had interest in his works, brother.
You just said earlier that you studied Mr. Master's works. In addition, if your goal was to win the contest in order to get the medicine formula, you must have been curious about the other contestants' entries as well. There was time to sample the other desserts during the contest, but none of their entries had any flavor. So I didn't want to eat any of it. I suspect I may have been a bit nervous as well.
Do you have fucking hypogeusia as well?
So everything he ate tasted flavorless. This could be a useful clue.
What's the name of the illness?
What was the name of your son's illness? Sir Prosecutor, how insensitive of you. My son was seriously ill. I will not be discussing this with the likes of you.
But he wasn't seriously ill because he was coming to the fucking venue.
Looks like that clue will come in handy.
It wasn't life-threatening. Oh, we're using a bishop now.
Neat. You told me your son's illness was not life-threatening. Is there really a need to be so secretive about it?
Oh, a bishop didn't even take it out. Okay. Huh. I would think that would be the step up, unless we're gonna hit it with a rook next.
It was enough to keep him from living a normal life. That must have been difficult for your son. I tried everything I could to cure his illness. It wasn't fair for the poor boy. He could never taste the desserts he loved so much.
So he had. You guys had the same disease. Great. Was it a taste? Was he too fat? God, I should have clicked that one. Oh, I should have. Oh, fuck. How'd I miss that? Damn it. Was he too fat? Would have been fire.
The angel's recipe contains a cure for a certain illness. A remedy that could also cure Mr. Master's taste disorder. What? He had it too? He had it too, I see. So your son suffers from a taste disorder.
Blue tracksuit niggas.
I didn't think you'd figured it out so quickly. In order to cure your son's taste disorder, you needed the recipe book. Wasn't that your true goal? It is as you say. Based on how he's acted up until now, it appears he's still hiding something. Looks like that clue will come in handy.
Didn't you also have it? That's why the fucking, the liar of the what's the word? Of the Gemini sculpture was hyper salty. Hypogeusia is the inability to taste salt. Yeah, we know. I never said it was poison, you fucking sugar samurai.
Being unable to taste anything, regardless of what you eat, such a bitter illness. That reminds me, didn't you say something similar earlier? That none of their entries had any flavor, so I didn't feel like eating any of it. Perhaps your son wasn't the only one who suffered from a taste disorder.
I just saw the dumbest thing on Twitter. Check jail. Let's go ahead and see this. What you got for me, Ben? Benethan? Oh no. Nah, that's good. That one's good. From Dane's words, it sounds like he and his son have ageusia, which is the inability to taste anything. Okay. So he was looking for the cure for ageusia, but he couldn't find it. Because fucking he said that Masters had it too, which I just was like, okay, so he has hypogeusia as well. Right? It definitely was a slip up from him. But it's a little bit of a different interpretation on my part. That was my fault.
It's hard to imagine being a successful pastry chef without a sense of sense of taste. Perhaps what you really wanted was to cure yourself. That's completely be ludicrous. 18 years ago, I made those desserts all by myself.
Ah, nah. Didn't you collaborate? It has to be checkmate. The music stopped.
It seems you caught yourself in a contradiction. Didn't you cooperate with Isaac Dover in the contest? You can hardly say that you made the desserts all by yourself.
Checkmate, motherfucker.
Break down, break down! You must take great pride in your abilities as a pastry chef. But to betray your pride and cooperate with another contestant, you did it all to cure your own disease.
Well done, Sir Prosecutor.
It is as you say. The one with the taste disorder is not my son. It is I. No one knew. I've kept it a secret for 18 years.
That's pretty good. Too bad my name's Miles Edgeworth. People know me as my nigga.
It doesn't matter how long a secret is kept. If you lie before me, I will expose it.
No one commits a murder in my office and gets away with it. Remember that.
Dane Gustavi and Isaac Dover were both trying to obtain the recipes for the new medicine. Gustavia to cure his condition, and Dover most likely to sell the recipe book for money. For this reason, they entered the contest as collaborative effort. And with that, checkmate.
Impact time. It's just so it has such a fucking violent noise attached to it. It sounds like somebody's being hit by the fucking logic chess complete. It sounds like somebody is taking real life damage. Like for fucking testimony, for rebuttal, all that shit sounds pretty normal, sounds pretty muted. Fucking logic chess beginning complete, that shit slaps. Right? That shit just hits way too hard. My goodness.
I have never told this to anyone. Well done. As you say, I developed a taste disorder 18 years ago.
How do you develop a taste disorder? Maybe I'm insensitive and I don't know, but... Taste disorder?
It was a severe disorder. I was unable to discern any flavor at all. It's the one illness pastry chef dreads above all. Those symptoms sound a bit different from Mr. Master's taste disorder.
Okay, yeah, see? It was just a slip of his tongue, but I interpreted wrong. Yeah. There we go.
Those symptoms sound a bit different from Mr. Master's taste disorder.
Mr. Master's condition is known as hypergeusia. It simply causes a decreased sensitivity to certain specific flavors.
I'm sure it has caused Sir Master much pain too. After all, no medication was available to cure it 18 years ago. In order to cure your taste disorder, you would need Mr. Master's Angel's recipe. And that's why you entered the contest, am I correct? That was one of my goals, but I still had my sights set on the title of World's Greatest. When it comes to making desserts, I won't lose to anyone. Even without the ability to taste, I still have the utmost confidence in my flavors. Oh, so I presume you also prepared your desserts in the finals with the intent to win. That goes without saying. According to what Mr. Shields told us earlier, the evaluation of Mr. Gustavia's entry was...
Yeah.
It seems the dessert you made for the finals was not rated highly in regards to flavor.
So he didn't help you. Wait, no, because he said we learned that the sherbet sculptures were flavored, though, right? Am I thinking about this wrong?
Mr. Gustavia, you will tell us about how you made your dessert during the finals. Very well. It seems I must teach you upstarts a lesson.
Oh, we're still doing this. Remember the sherbet sculptures were pre-made? Yes, but the fact that they were made in collaboration is the point I'm trying to make here. They were pre-made, yes, but they were made by somebody, yes, and they were too salty, according to Delicia, right? That's my point. Like they were pre-made, yes, of course, but they were still made with flavor tweaked, like the flavor not being exactly spot on. Dessert for the finals. Sir Dover and I cooperated until the finals. I handled the flavor. He was in charge of the design. However, for the finals, I wanted to challenge Sir Master with my own skills. I helped Sir Dover make his entry, but I made mine completely on my own. If the flavor of my entry wasn't good enough, my own lack of training was to blame. No. I don't think so. How about that, Sir Prosecutor? This is the truth of 18 years ago.
I can't find any contradiction in his testimony.
Well, of course he isn't going to fess up that easily. This guy's been on the run for 18 years after all. Guess we'll just have to keep on pressing him until he breaks, eh?
Yes.
Well, I want to press one statement, but that kind of seems like press everything. It's not like I can't go back, because I think I pressed that last line. Although I will say, in this game, have we had a moment where we're supposed to press everything? I wonder if they got rid of it because they realized that's stupid. That's the one thing I do not like about standard Ace Attorney. I hate when I get into a testimony and it's press everything. I don't think I talked about it too much during the actual playthroughs of the games, but I don't like when it's like, oh, yeah, this testimony's good. Press everything, and then you'll be able to fucking progress. DGS does that more than Ace Attorney. Oh, fuck. It did seem like Master had hypogusia prior to his arrest. Not that I'm saying the arrest caused it, I'm saying that when he was arrested he had salty food. We realized he had it. Yeah. Because he said that everything he tasted was to his liking. But he never said anything about salt, about the other entrants, right? He which, you know, granted makes sense because how would he be able to tell us? But at the same time, it's I see what you're saying, Mario, but like there's no reason for us to assume that he didn't have it before going to jail either way. The flavor of my entry wasn't good enough, and the lack of training was my own lack of training was to blame. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me today? But yeah, I want to press on this.
Up until the finals, I heard that you received high praise for the flavor of your desserts.
Cause with the sherbet, like, we only knew that Delicia tasted it, right? My point is that there's no evidence he was born with agusia. Taste disorders can form over time. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that's true. He said that he developed it. I have no reason to distrust that, because I don't think that you get born with the ability to not taste shit and then become a great fucking pastry chef. Like, it's very clear that he developed agusia.
Was there some sort of accident during the finals?
Nothing of the sort. I simply was unable to taste my work due to my taste disorder. My intuition must have been off. Really?
Then was your intuition fine while making
Oh! I know what was different. It's kind of flown a little bit under the radar, but where's it at? Gustavia's son always came to visit up until the finals. It's literally Drew and Vera Misham again. Or something similar to that effect. Not exactly the same, right? Let me put that into very clear terms. It's not exactly the same as Drew and Vera Misham, but your son was making the desserts, or he was helping with them.
Then was your intuition fine while making Mr. Dover's entry? How could there be such a huge difference between the finals and the previous day?
Because his son didn't show up. Yeah! We're not getting anywhere at this rate.
Should I change the topic?
Ask about the semifinals.
So you're sure there wasn't anything different between the semifinals and the finals?
Yes, that's right. Aside from not cooperating with Sir Dover, the finals weren't much different from the semifinals. Yeah, about that dipshit. Whoops, not that one.
There was another difference between the semifinals and the finals. This photo depicts your son. We know he came to visit you up until the finals.
Would have laughed if he presented the salt lamp. I would have been upset with myself.
That is correct.
What does it have to do with anything?
Your son, who always came to see you through the semifinals, was not present for the finals. And then it was only in the finals that your flavor judged poorly. I don't believe this to be a mere coincidence. Your son's visits must have been very important to you, were they not?
Pop. Father can work miracles when his son is watching. Or helping. With my son cheering me on, I was able to make the most delicious desserts. Mr. Gustavia sure sounds like a good father, doesn't he?
If what he's saying is the whole truth, one could say so.
I'm gonna say it again, I know I said it in Investigations 1 when we got this similar thing, but Kay and Edgeworth hitting the arms fold, eyes closed is such a good, it's such a good sprite lineup. You can tell these two, like, very clearly play off of one another. Even just a little bit.
But just hearing his son's cheers wouldn't be enough to change the taste of his desserts. Confectioner, confident in his taste of sense, develops a taste disorder. It would have been difficult for him to maintain taste of his desserts. Your son came to cheer you on. Was that really all he did?
You seem very doubtful, Sir Prosecutor. In that case, I'll turn this around and ask you. What else could my elementary school son have done besides cheer me on? I don't want to say made, because obviously he was able to make... Yeah, it has to be taste, right? Taste is the only thing that makes sense. Like, made makes sense, but the way he said my elementary school son is kind of like, yeah, don't say that he had more ability than he did. He stole desserts from others. Could you imagine? But it seems like it has to be tasted, right?
I'm sure your elementary school son would have remembered the taste of your desserts.
Of course, my son always loved my desserts.
In that case, he would have been able to taste test your desserts in your place.
Got him.
What did you say? Earlier you told us that you have a taste disorder.
Yep. Never told to anyone, well done.
No one else knew about your taste disorder. If Mr. Dover had found out, he would have ended your partnership. After all, you were in charge of the flavor.
Big dots.
Your son didn't just cheer you on. He also helped you determine if your desserts tasted correct.
That sounds like a got 'em GG's from me. I don't know about y'all. That sounds like a we got 'em boys, wrap 'em up. Ah, I see.
Mr. Dover's dessert was made the day before,
so it still tasted good. Huh? No, it was salty. It didn't taste good.
What you are saying is quite amusing, Sir Prosecutor. You say that my elementary school son assisted me as a taste tester? You are insulting my pride. Your pride. It's true I had no sense of design 18 years ago. However, I won't lose to anyone when it comes to flavor.
But you said that you... What? Did you forget when you said that you had... Am I going crazy? Or is what he just said, like, completely stupid? Motherfucker, you just said that you lost your sense of taste, so you couldn't determine your sense of flavor.
You claim I would cast aside my pride and rely on my son? Don't get carried away with your foolish conjecture, you upstart.
I'm better than you.
In that case, I'm sure your son can confirm if my theory is mere conjecture.
Unfortunately for you, I no longer have a son.
Oh! Okay. What? After my taste disorder was cured, I went to train in Zhangfa immediately. During that time, I severed all ties with my son.
What?
Don't tell me. You would even abandon your own son.
Yeah, it's not like he's a villain or anything. That's not all. Even today, the whereabouts of his son are still unknown. The police have been searching, but they haven't been able to find any traces of him. Worst dad? Might be. A little bit.
You wish to confirm your theory? I welcome you to try. Desserts are the only things that are important to me.
Damn. Brown rice.
After regaining my sense of taste, my son no longer mattered.
I mean, there's no need for that. Order in the court. About that, by the way, we're not in a... somebody has to, like, keep reminding her, right? Is that my job? That feels like it's my job.
Mr. Gustavia's actions are certainly inhumane. However, we are not here to judge whether or not he is a good father.
Yeah?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I believe this is your loss. After all, there is no evidence from 18 years ago that could prove your theories.
Mr. Edgeworth, is there nothing we can do? A little bit.
At this rate, we'll never find out the truth. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, the blood! The blood! We need the blood!
Where are those results?
Gumshoe, buddy! Come through! What's going on, Exalted? Only a little bit late. At least Von Karma was a father to Edgeworth, Franziska, an unnamed third kid, and a decent husband due to his comment about his wife's cooking. Nah, his like Von Karma, yeah, he was a good house friend, but house husband, I guess, but he wasn't like he was morally corrupt in a way. Like, cause I guess maybe there's some more like character exposition that you get from, or you get for Von Karma in the anime, because I've been shown screenshots of Jushi was posting it when he was watching through the anime, and it's very clear that it shows some stuff that the games don't. But yeah, no, he definitely raised Franziska, and to an effect raised Edgeworth as well as he could, as well as he wanted to, right?
I entrusted Detective Gumshoe with that last piece of evidence. If only I knew who that blood belonged to.
Miles, there's still one thing that's bothering Uncle Ray. Was Mr. Gustavia's only reason for coming to the art gallery to check on the body?
If he only wanted to confirm the body's presence, he wouldn't have needed to open the case.
That's right. Is there a way we can prove this?
There is one way. We just need that evidence from Detective Gumshoe.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, what are you talking about? Talking about me being right, little nigga? Move! Yeah, let's go! They should have started playing the theme right here. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir.
Just the person I was talking about. Detective Gumshoe, I trust you have the test results.
Of course, sir. I just got the report back from the lab. Yeah, Gumshoe to the rescue, always. And the unnamed third kid says he mentions a granddaughter in 1-4. Yeah, he does. So yeah, there is fucking Manfred von Karma busted deep twice at least. Yeah, Larry has just been sitting there the whole time being a good boy. I like that one.
Detective, please be silent.
So, this is the evidence that Prosecutor Edgeworth was talking about. Huh? Hey, what's this? This is the first I've heard of it.
This was a request from me. I asked him to investigate a certain piece of evidence.
Why is everyone always helping you out? I'm the one in charge of the crime scene.
Mr. DeBest, I'm better than you. I apologize for taking matters into my own hands, but how about we hear his report first?
Sure.
Detective Gumshoe, what were the results? Here's the report, sir. The traces of blood found at the Gemini sculpture belong to the victim of the poison gas, Dan Gustavi. What are you saying? Good work, Detective Gumshoe. As I thought, my theory was correct.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? We too would like an explanation. What on earth does this blood prove?
This blood is something the culprit of the I-7 incident tried to conceal. It can't be. That's... This blood was found inside the glass case of the Gemini sculpture.
How old is the best? Let's find out. Oh, music kick up. Where is he? He's 17. So he's as old as K. And 10 times stupider.
In other words, your blood was found alongside Mr. Dover's body.
Why would Mr. Gustavi's blood be in a place like that?
If you intend to remain silent, then I'll reveal the truth myself.
How Kay's only a little stupid? I wouldn't even say Kay's a little bit stupid. I think she's committed. That's what Kay is. She's committed to the bit. She's committed to the great thief bit.
In the Gemini case, aside from the blood, we also found traces of salt and sugar.
Salt and blood.
Only one of Mr. Dover's sherbet's desserts tasted salty.
Come to think of it, I remember Miss Delicious saying the same thing 18 years ago. Over-enthusiastic? Yeah. She's over-enthusiastic about the thief shit, right? So, it makes sense for her to be that way. I understand it. Oh, yes, see, his sherbet was most delicious, but it was salty. Yep. Yep.
Exactly. For some reason, salt had been mixed into the lyre. No traces of salt were found in Dover's room.
In that case, please explain. Where did the salt detected in the lyre come from? Oh! It came from the family photo! This is the rock salt lamp used as the murder weapon in the IS-7 incident.
I believe part of this rock salt lamp was mixed in with the sherbet from the lyre. At the time of the murder, there were 2 rock salt lamps in Mr. Master's room. One of those lamps took Mr. Dover's life.
I will say, the craziest thing about this case is the fact that fucking Catherine Hall just kept a dead body in the freezer for 18 years.
There were no traces of anyone's blood found at the crime scene, Mr. Master's room.
Because the killer disposed of all the desserts with traces of blood into the streams of water, right?
No other traces of salt were found in Mr. Dover's room.
Got him. Speaking of which, were the 2 rock salt lamps found in Miss Delicious's room also broken? Your title got me tilted. What you mean? It's the truth. Oh, I put sympathetic. Ha, neat. I missed the M. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. What's even crazier is the fact that, that nobody said anything. Everybody in here, nobody else noticed. I do not pay attention to the title. No. But the title's supposed to be paid attention to. No. But, yeah, no. Theater mode for life, fuck a title, fair enough. Due to the changed Twitch layout, I didn't notice. Hey, fair enough. We never did figure out why the other rock salt lamp was broken. Maybe Mr. Gustavi's blood was on the other lamp.
If your blood was found on the lamps at the crime scene, you would have been suspected. As the culprit, you would have needed to conceal all traces of your blood from the police.
Don't tell me he concealed it in the sherbet lyre.
Exactly. The rock salt lamp and his blood were mixed into the sherbet lyre and hidden inside the glass case. Unlike the fountain's water, the sherbet's desserts would not be analyzed right away. Perhaps he had planned to dispose of the sherbet when the opportunity presented itself.
Then the reason Mr. Gustavia came to this gallery.
18 years ago, the body and the evidence pointing to the killer were both stolen. Even the killer could not have anticipated that. There was no way of knowing when the body and the evidence would be discovered.
So, you plan to destroy the evidence before the Zodiac Art Gallery's grand opening. And that's why you were here early. There we go. Easy. Bake 'em away, toys.
Dame Gustavia, isn't it about time you confessed? You are the true culprit of the IS-7 incident.
Monsieur Gustavia, you're the reason Monsieur Master is... Don't start laughing. It doesn't make you look less guilty. I'm going to let you know that right now. If we get you on the ropes, don't start laughing. You will never look any less guilty.
Mr. Gustavia. Could it be? After all this time, my crime is finally brought to light. The prosecutors and defense attorneys 18 years ago never even came close.
Bravo, bravo. Well done, Sir Prosecutor. Sounds like a confession to me.
So you admit that you killed Mr. Dover?
Don't laugh. It is true. I killed Isaac. Oh, well, fuck.
But he had only himself to blame.
What do you mean? What's the statute of limitations on murder? It doesn't matter. Like, yeah, the confession is fine. We're not going to get him put away, but this will be enough to clear Master and get him out of prison.
Dover and I worked together in order to win the contest. No matter who won, we agreed that we'd share the Angel's recipe. On the day of the finals, he stabbed me in the back.
He didn't want to help? And what of it? Can you prove that you assisted me in any way? Dog, Isaac Dover was cold. Mr. Pierre Hoquet was cold.
Because of Dover's treachery, I was forced to make my finals entry on my own. It's just as Sir Prosecutor said. My son assisted me every day until the finals. What about your pride as a confectionery artist? A proud chef loses the ability to taste his own creations. That's a feeling an upstart like you would never understand. Mastering the art of dessert making is my reason for being. It is my one and only pride.
You could say his heart had iced over. Yeah, I get it.
Committing murder for the sake of pride. That's another feeling I will never understand. To say nothing of abandoning your own son. Such a thought disgusts me.
Before you judge me, first understand what happened 18... No! No. You said, and I quote, "Fuck my son, all my homies hate my son." We don't allow that one.
On the day of the finals, my son never came to assist me. Thinking back on it now, I suppose Dover had a hand in that as well.
Huh? What exactly happened to your son?
I do not know, but it no longer matters. Ever since that day, my son meant nothing to me. From what I hear, he's still missing.
That's awful, giving up on him like that.
Without your son, you had no chance of winning, correct? Yes, and since I was guaranteed to lose, I needed a failsafe. During the afternoon tea time, I made my way to Sir Master's room. I just needed to take a photo to cure my taste disorder. It would have all worked out. If only Dover hadn't interfered.
Dog. Look at this smug bastard. Isaac Dover had sauce. That's not fair. He didn't deserve to die. Trying to steal a picture of my prize, are you? That hardly seems sporting. Cure for taste disorders. Oh, you have a taste disorder, don't you?
This is rich. A pastry chef who can't taste? Dover, you...
Yeah, just one picture we get of fucking Isaac Dover tells us. Puny worm, you are in no position to oppose me. Why you? And then he beat him over the head with a rock salt lamp. That's crazy. When I attempted to hit Dover, he struck me and sent me flying. Dog. I crashed into one of the rock salt lamps, and that was when my blood stained on it. So, Mr. Dover wasn't the first one to be injured. To conceal my blood, I shaved away part of the rock salt lamp and mixed it into the sherbet. After that, it became a part of the lyre sculpture. So, that's how you try to erase your traces from the crime scene. Dover tried to blackmail me by using his knowledge of my taste disorder. If I didn't want it to become public, I was to pay him a large... He was blackmailing you! So, that's the reason why you killed Isaac Dover. Exactly. What reason do I have to let those who obstruct me live? He was the one who drew first blood. I simply gave him his just as a... I hate this game. I hate this game a lot. So that was his motive. I carried the rock salt lamp that bore my blood into Dover's room. Then I came up with a hiding place where it would not be easily found. I get it. That room contained plenty of tools for sculpting sherbet. Your deduction is spot on, Sir Attorney. It was the ideal place to shave away the rock salt. Then I proceeded to coat the surface of the sherbet lyre with vast amounts of the salty mixture. But why? Why did you try to pin the crime on Monsieur Master? You are wrong to blame me for that, Lady Catherine. If not for your unnecessary meddling, Sir Master would have never been a suspect. Why do you think I hid the murder weapon in fluorescent cloth in Lady Delicia's room? He's got a point, actually. There was only one reason why you'd place a murder weapon in someone else's room. You wanted to pin the crime on Delicia. But why? Lift the bowl, there you go. Yes, that is correct. Gusty, why me? As one who sought to be the world's best confectioner, I greatly respected Sir Master. Did he know? It was never my intention to cast suspicion on him, but an insolent woman who dared to sully the contest with fake desserts. I had no problem letting someone like you take the blame for the crime. That makes me sad. If you hadn't snacked on the other people's desserts, the body would never have been found. It was when Sir Master would be judging Lady Delicia's room, that's when I finally saw an opportunity to freeze the body, but... Before I could move the body, Lady Catherine had already discovered it. Well, why did you need to freeze Monsieur Dover's body? Why, indeed. Monsieur Edgeworth, please tell us, why would Monsieur Gustavia need to freeze the body? To make us think that the time of death was later than it was, or earlier than it was. Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. If the time of death had coincided with a tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected. Now, that is correct. Preparations were necessary to freeze the body. While I was preparing in Dover's room, I placed the body in the treasure chest in Sir Master's room. I could think of no better hiding place at the time. But thanks to that gluttonous pharmacist, the lid of the chest broke. But why did you disguise him as an ice sculpture? Once the body was discovered, there would be no time to throw off the time of death. To buy time, you needed to hide it someplace else. How horrid. How could you hide Monsieur Dover's body within one of his own works? It would all have worked out if the body hadn't been discovered while it was in Sir Master's room. If everything had gone according to plan, Sir Master would never have been arrested. So, because I discovered the body? It's my fault Monsieur Master was... Kate, don't take his words to heart. Even if suspicion hadn't fallen on Mr. Master, Miss Delicious would have taken the fall. No matter who he targeted, the one at fault here is Mr. Gustavia himself. The detective in charge of the initial investigation was also a dunce. To think that he never reported the missing body to the prosecutor. Prosecutor von Karma indicted Mr. Master without knowing the body had vanished. I see. That would explain why he looked so flustered at the crime scene. So, What does that? Does that mean that Von Karma wasn't trying to forge evidence? Or he was backed into a corner and had to forge evidence? The culprits are laid out for you pretty quickly, but the trick is proving it. I mean, yeah, like I said at the beginning, this one seems like it's going to be a more story-centric one. That happens in a lot of Ace Attorney cases, at least for me. The culprit is revealed very fast, but the main part of the episode is actually going through. He didn't know the body was missing, but hid the fact. Yeah. So he was a little bit what's the word? Withholding of the information in order to get his guilty verdict. The implication is that Von Karma forged evidence in months, but usually it's more prepared, unlike this. Yeah, exactly. Although, it's something that would stand out if you read the official documents.
Could someone have intentionally distorted the information? At any rate, Von Karma found out about the missing body after he had made his indictment. And if he had let one person be acquitted, he'd have a stain on his much-prided perfect record. That's why he concealed the fact that the body was hidden, and had Mr. Master declared guilty.
What are you saying? For 18 years, that man has been taking the blame for your crimes. Don't you feel anything at all?
Nope. I don't care what you say. What a monster. I'm arresting him right here, right now, sir.
You can't arrest him. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that will be impossible.
So you figured it out. That's correct. You have no right to sentence me.
What? But the culprit is standing right in front of us.
Allow me to tell you the reason why you can't arrest him.
Yep, statute of limitations. Oh, brother, this guy stinks! It has been 18 years since I murdered Dover. Statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years, is it not? Wait. Doesn't statute of limitations... What is the actual statute of limitations book read? Yeah, I remember I couldn't read it all the way through the first time. But the way it works in U.S. court is if you flee the fucking country, your shit go. Oh yeah, if the suspect flees to or lives in a foreign country, the time limit is on hold until the suspect returns. If possible, accomplices are on trial. The countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached, then resumes. If charges are pressed to demand compensation, the statute is frozen for the length of that procedure. So, literally, these first two, the book is helping! Pog! Ah, I got him, GG's. In other words, it's impossible for you to arrest me. I only confessed my crime because the statute of limitations had expired. Maybe you should read the book. The statute of limitations for murder is 15 years. Mr. Edgeworth, is there nothing we can do? Go my book and hold down the neutral.
As long as the statute of limitation remains, arresting him is impossible.
No way. My sincerest apologies, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Neither Mr. Gustavi's testimony nor your logic can be taken as official legal proof. The verdict of the trial 18 years ago cannot be overturned.
What about the fact that Mr. Dover's body was hidden? Even if we can't arrest Mr. Gustavia, this should at least earn Mr. Master a retrial.
Really? I wonder about that. Overturning a verdict of the Goddess of Law is much harder than you think. Motherfucker, if Phoenix Wright can do it multiple times, Miles Edgeworth can do it at least once.
Is the PIC trying to justify the verdict from 18 years ago?
How unfortunate, Sir Prosecutor.
Is there nothing I can do? Is there no way to continue pursuing Mr. Gustavia?
18 years. But we don't get to present it right away, right? Because he was only in Zhangfa for 3 years. So we have to get him to slip up, right? Or am I supposed... I think I'm supposed to press it. Makes sense.
It's possible that some of your actions 18 years ago were not affected by the statute.
It's been so long, I've got nothing left to hide.
Ask me anything you'd like. Very well. Could you explain to me what you did during these past 18 years?
Certainly.
After the contest, the medicine from the recipe book allowed me to fully cure my taste disorder. I then immediately headed to Zhangfa to train my design skills.
So he wasn't seen ever since that case began because he was in a foreign country.
Indeed, and I'm certain that I went abroad to train. About 1 year after that case, right before Sir Master's final trial began. And thanks to my training, I am now a confectioner unparalleled in both taste and design.
That's a nice little wolf.
You should not be proud of a position earned through the sacrifices of others. You can't bake a cake while breaking a few eggs. Sacrifices were necessary for my goal.
That's horrible.
Say what you will. The fact still remains that you cannot arrest me.
I mean, let's just hold on a little bit. We can arrest you. Why my food 20 minutes late? I don't know, man. Probably because there's people that are a little bit on short staff. I've been very patient with food services people in these past couple months. I understand. Y'all get my order wrong. I get maybe the person that was reading the order is sleepy. Maybe he doesn't usually do it, but I got you. I went to Raising Cane's and they gave me coleslaw when I asked for another piece of bread. I was like, you know what? I don't even like coleslaw, but it's whatever.
I have to get more information out of Mr. Gustavia. Was there anything of note in his recent testimony?
His training in Zhangfa.
Could you please add the details about your training in Zhangfa to your testimony?
Certainly. World's best confectioner. Do you have a time frame for that? Statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years, is it not? Oh, well, let's go back to that. So you fled the country, right? That, I think, makes sense. I think my logic went a little bit too fast for the game, and thus it wants me to slow it down, but let's... Yeah, okay. Whew.
One of the conditions regarding the statute of limitations for murder is as follows. If the suspect flees to a foreign country, the time limit is on hold until the suspect returns. So the statute of limitations was suspended while you were overseas.
That's right. The statute of limitations stopped while you were training in Zhangfa. Indeed, it is possible that the statute of limitations has not expired yet. Mr. Gustavia, please tell us how long you stayed in Zhangfa.
It would be exactly 3 years.
3 years? Wait, let's calmly think this over. The case occurred 18 years ago, statute of limitations at 15 years, and he was away for 3. Thank you for the math lesson, Raymond Shields. 15 plus 3 is exactly 18 years. I'm sure of it. Mr. Edgeworth, we did it. The statute of limitations hasn't expired yet.
Exactly 18 years, you say? How amusing. So he realized.
Why are you laughing? The statute of limitations still applies.
Okay, it's frustrating, but... The case occurred in December. It's April now, which means, strictly speaking, the case occurred 18 years and 4 months ago. His stay abroad wasn't quite enough. We were just a few months short.
Not enough. That's...
Like I said, it's impossible for you to arrest me.
When you said Raymond, I have to expect you to say Holt. I always call Mr. Shields Ray. I mean, I have to call him Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. I'll be here all week.
He must have known all about this when he confessed his crime.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, it really is a shame.
If it was just 1 year earlier, the statute of limitations would not have run out. Those who undermine the goddess of law's verdict must bear the burden of their crimes.
How about that second provision? Yeah, hold on. We got you, homie. Let's look at the suspect data. Let's look at that. Let's look at you being somebody else being charged for your crime. I hate her. Her hair isn't fine. Like honestly, so like hold on, let me pull my what's the word? Thing? Uh is it this? Is this my window capture? Yes it is. Okay. So, let's where's properties? There it is. Capture cursor. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Turn it off. How did this happen? All I wanted to do was... What if I cancel it? There we go. We're back. We're back. We're back. What went wrong? I assume because I tried to hit show cursor, it refreshed it to the top of the program menu, and it was like, oh yeah, nah, there's nothing here by the way. But instead of doing that, let's just visualize it. So you see like right underneath her like little fold of her collar on the left side. If you go like alongside the top of the text box where her hair starts on the right side, if you like curve, if you create a curve, you can here, I'll do this. That way you can see exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm not a liar. Okay, so if her hair did this, right? If her hair had that little curve, as opposed to being like this little fucking box on the left side, obviously very crude, you know, because I had to draw it with my mouse and I don't have a stabilizer. But if her hair did that instead, I think it would be perfect. Her hair would be fine. It seems you are simply incapable. This can't be the end. So, Monsieur Gustavia really is beyond the law's reach. Okay, what are you thinking? She's thinking about killing him right now.
Objection.
If you're thinking about taking matters into your own hands, I implore you to reconsider. There still might be a way to bring this man to justice.
What?
Miles, remember the facts of the case 18 years ago. Just as you were mistaken earlier, it seems Mr. Gustavi also overlooked one key detail.
Overlooked.
He wasn't present during Mr. Masters' final trial. So he doesn't know the outcome of the trial. There may yet be a way for you to arrest him. Miles, look over that book on statute of limitations again. 17 years ago, Master was falsely declared guilty for a serious crime. Thanks to that verdict, we aren't out of ammunition just yet.
Mr. Shields, you don't mean...
Anytime Ray's theme kicks in, he just reminds you that he is just as if not smarter than Edgeworth. Those who undermine the goddess of law's verdicts must bear the burden of their crimes. I am Mr. Master's attorney. I can't use his suffering as a weapon in good conscience. For that reason, I leave the rest up to you.
The trial my father and Von Karma battled over. I can use that to arrest Mr. Gustavia. What should I do? Should I raise an objection?
Always. Always raise that objection.
My father and Von Karma. Their paths diverged. One revealed the truth, the other concealed it. The path I choose is the one that reveals the truth.
I see no further reason to prolong this trial. It's not a trial. I hereby find Dane Gustavia not guilty.
Overruled. Gustavia will stand in court for his crimes.
Do you mean to say you found a way to arrest Mr. Gustavia?
Exactly.
I'll show Judge Courtney the evidence that will shatter the statute of limitations. Now, let's go! Wait, what? Is that... Oh, okay, I was about to say, Jesus Christ, I was like, the health bar remained. Am I wrong? Suspect data.
The suspect data page. At the trial, Jeffrey Master was found guilty of being an accomplice to murder, and it took 1 year to arrive at this verdict.
Right, that is indeed true.
This book lists conditions in which the statute of limitations can be put on hold. The first, as I have said earlier, is if the suspect flees to a foreign country. But there's one more.
You motherfuckers better start reading.
If possible accomplices are on trial, the countdown is stopped until the verdict is reached.
What are you saying? Sir Master was found to be an accomplice. That's right. Mr. Master was sentenced after you had left for your trip to Zhangfa. And he was found guilty not being a culprit, but of being an accomplice. But it seems you didn't know that. That's absurd! Sir Master never committed any crime to begin with. You should certainly know this.
Of course we do. That is why we are going to free him. To that end, we will shatter the one remaining obstacle in our way. The statute of limitations. You fled to Zhangfa for 3 years, and Jeffrey Master was being tried as an accomplice for 1 year. Put it all together, we see that the total time limit for this case is 19 years. In other words, the statute of limitations is not over for you yet.
Got him, GG's.
The goddess of law is unerring in her judgments. However, it seems that the prosecutor at the time was not. I cannot believe it, but it seems like the case will have to be reopened.
This is absurd. You cannot arrest me. About that. For the last 18 years, an innocent man has suffered greatly in your stead. Mr. Gustavia, it's now time for you to atone for your crimes. Got him. I finally earned my place as the greatest confectioner in the world. To achieve that goal, I cast everything aside, even my own son.
What a shame. You can't run from your crimes any longer.
Okay. Break down, break down. He made a sculpture of himself and cut it in half. That was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Welcome back, Gumshoe. Dan Gustavia has been taken into custody, sir. Yeah. So you're up next, right?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Everyone, I am truly sorry for all the trouble I've caused. And thank you very much for catching Monsieur Gustavia.
What you did cannot be overlooked, even if the crimes you committed were in response to a past injustice. As a prosecutor, I am terribly sorry for what happened.
No, I'm only getting what I deserve, since I was the cause of all of this.
Kate, will you have me as your attorney? I'm not quite the same useless kid I was 18 years ago. I won't let them find you guilty.
Oh, Monsieur Shields. Yes, thank you so much.
Let's go! Sorry to interrupt, but it's time to go.
Yes, alright.
What you want from me?
Judge Courtney, I can't help but feel that you've been dishonest with me.
Dishonest? Whatever do you mean?
You said that the verdict could not be overturned, but that was not the case. A reinvestigation and retrial were both obviously required as soon as the missing body was found.
I have no need to answer you.
It seems she doesn't intend to ever give me an answer.
Prosecutor Edgeworth. The PIC has you in its sights. They will receive a report on everything you did here today, and you will most likely be required to appear before them. Now then, I shall take my leave.
She just got like a really long neck.
Hold on, Mr. Edgeworth caught the real bad guy. Didn't he do his job as a prosecutor?
No matter how things turn out, I will never regret what I did here today. Mr. Edgeworth.
Or Mr. Edgeworth. Case 4 is probably my favorite case in this game. We'll be starting it. I don't know how far we'll get into it, though. Hey, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
What is it?
Why are you always sticking your nose into cases that you're not even involved with?
My duty is to reveal the truth. Not only as a prosecutor, it's just who I am.
I don't get it.
As long as you continue to think that being the best is all that matters, I doubt you ever will.
Well, I don't get that either. I'm going home. What was that all about?
There is much he still needs to learn.
Miley!
What is it?
I know Greggy's son could do it. I think I might be falling for you. Thanks for helping Jeffy.
Well...
Yo, Edgy, great job solving that case. Well, I was busy drawing, so I didn't really catch all of it. Huh? Where did Katie and Justy run off to? Maurice, you really weren't paying much attention at all, were you?
Well, I hate to admit it, but Larry's doodles actually helped us out a few times. I should say something nice to him.
Don't glare at me like that. I'm sorry.
It was not my intent to glare at you.
That Bandit Edgeworth glare. You're just like your old man.
Is that so?
Well then, Uncle Ray's gonna go pay Mr. Master a visit. You guys want to tag along?
I'd be happy to accompany you.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I want to see how he looks. April 2nd, 4:56 p.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. So this Jeffrey Master, what's he like? Oh, he's a really nice and gentle guy. He's still doing his best to make people happy. He actually cooks desserts for the inmates. Nowadays, all the prisoners and guards look forward to snack time at 3 o'clock. Wow, that's nice. I want to eat his desserts too. I mean, they're not going to be able to eat his desserts anymore because we're getting him out of there, so...
So the chocolate cake we saw in the prison the other day.
Oh! That's actually... Okay. I thought it was just a throwaway thing that was supposed to get us confused about the sweet scent of the perfume. That's actually... That's a nice touch. They didn't have to do that, but they did it. He's got his white hair on. Oh, Gummy, why are you here?
I heard everybody was coming to visit, so I escorted Mr. Master myself.
Hello, one and all. I am Jeffrey Master.
Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth at your service.
And I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Mr. Master! Miles is your old defense attorney's son.
You mean Mr. Gregory's... Your father has done so much for me, and yet I betrayed his good faith when I made the false confession. I've heard the details from Mr. Shields.
Mr. Master, I came here today to tell you everything we've learned about 18 years ago.
18 years ago? Kate committed a crime for my sake. Why would she do such a thing?
Miss Hall has been trying to prove your innocence for the past 18 years. She was willing to do whatever it took to save you.
Kate, she shouldn't have gone through so much trouble for an old man who let her down. Mr. Master, I don't think you realize just how much Miss Hall cares for you. I have something here that clearly proves the two of you share an unbreakable bond. An unbreakable bond? Proof of the bond between Jeffrey Master and Catherine Hall. We should give Mr. Master some peace of mind.
The chocolates? Do we even still... Yeah, we do. Okay.
Take that!
These chocolates, did Kate make them? She did.
They're really sweet and tasty.
She's been making these chocolates for the past 18 years, so that she could give them to you whenever you returned. Kate,
Oh,
I'm sure they're very, very sweet. Yes, they truly are. Unfortunately, I cannot give them to you now, but
I can hand them over later in secret, pal.
it is against the rules, but right now I don't have the authority to stop you. Thank you very much. Say, you remind me of an old friend. Do you know a Detective Bad?
Of course I do. Detective Bad is my #1 role model, pal.
How uncanny. Talk about fate. Mr. Master, it's looking like we'll be able to get you out soon. I can only apologize that it took 18 years to do so. Raymond, I'm the one who should be apologizing. No, that's not it. What I really should be saying is... thank you. Mr. Master. Now it's my turn to wait for Kate. I'll make her favorite sweets every day until she returns. Please look after her, Raymond. You got it. The IS-7 incident, the case I inherited from my father. After 18 long years, it's finally coming to a close. Miles, thanks for today. I am sorry for leaving that final decision to you. No, I made that decision of my own free will.
What are you talking about?
To arrest Gustavia, we had no choice but to use Mr. Master's false charge. To use Mr. Master's false charge, which I was originally supposed to protect him from, the attorney inside of me simply couldn't do it.
So that's how it was.
But after this, Uncle Ray is going to try to clear away that false charge as well. Yes, I understand.
What? But if they find out about the false charge, they won't be able to arrest Mr. Gustavia, right?
That's true. It sure is a contradiction in the law. The way the law is right now, it isn't always completely right.
A contradiction in the law?
Well, who knows what'll happen? The law evolves and grows, just like all of us do. Just like Uncle Ray and Miles have grown up, you know? People in the law both grow. Miles? To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney, I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on. I will. Well, if you ask Uncle Ray, you'll always be welcome down at the office. Alrighty then. Looks like it's time for Uncle Ray to get going. Next time I see you, I'll be sure to thank you again. For really though, thanks for today. There he goes.
Mr. Shield seems to be in a bit of a hurry.
Indeed, I should be the one thanking him. I was able to face my father's last case because of him. When I was young, I wanted to become a great defense attorney like my father. However, under Prosecutor von Karma, I learned the ways of a prosecutor. Thanks to a certain friend, I was able to discover my own path in life. However, right now, there are forces trying to take me off the prosecutor's path. Maybe now is the perfect time to think about how I should live my life. Oh, not even to be continued. April 2nd, 7:29 p.m., Edgeworth Law Offices. I don't sound too great. Gregory, I'm sorry that it took so long. It may have taken 18 years. We finally proven Mr. Master's innocence. Miles, your son, help me with that. The way he fought for the truth, he was just like you, Gregory.
It's the fucking picture that that we took at the fucking contest hall. That's why they never showed it. It's almost exactly like the fucking photo that that he forced us to take in the that's sad.
But I will forever carry on the convictions I inherited from you. And if I can. together with him. To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney.
Why not both?
The path I choose is...
Now that's the end? Yeah, okay. That's valid. Ah. And now we're going to the Forgotten Turnabout. Alright. So like I said, we're going to be continuing, but I have no idea how far we're going to be going. Episode 4, The Forgotten Turnabout. From here on out, let the council begin. Ooh, PIC. Let our members discuss this matter with a clear conscience of the goddess of law. Today's deliberation shall be about Miles Edgeworth's aptitude and ability as a prosecutor. Who are you? Oh. Why are you wearing that raincoat? Ah. Ah. Don't tell me we're investigating Kay's death. Oh, that would suck. Oh, please. Time shown to be at least a little bit after midnight. Looks like 12:08. April 5th, 1:23 p.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202.
Calm down, you're getting dust everywhere.
I've already cleaned these rooms 3 times since this morning.
Well, now you need to do it a 4th time.
You're way too calm, sir. What do they actually take your badge? The fuck a badge. But bro, what was that? What do you mean? Quickest shower of my life? Kay'll be okay, I'm sure, right?
Your decision has not yet been made.
But it looks like it's pretty much decided. Don't you remember what Judge Courtney said? Yeah, fuck a committee. All my homies hate committees. Like, what are they gonna do? Take my badge and I'll become a defense attorney? They will receive a report on everything you did here today, and I was right. Hey, who are you? Hey, why are you wearing that raincoat? Why are you getting ah!
I have been ordered to attend the meeting. That is all.
I hate this, sir. I won't be able to work with you anymore.
As a detective, perhaps you should welcome this turn of events. You would no longer have to work with such a troublesome prosecutor as myself.
Why would you say something like that, sir? The problem is with the PIC and their false accusations. Mr. Edgeworth, don't tell me you actually want to become a defense attorney. Because you can't do that. Being a prosecutor is exactly what makes you Prosecutor Edgeworth, sir.
A defense attorney, huh? I became a prosecutor because of the incident where I lost my father. However, the reason I became interested in the legal world was because my father was passed away, had been a defense attorney.
Yep. Identity, boys. Who are we gonna be? Are we gonna be Miles Edgeworth, or are we gonna be Miles Edgeworth?
Are you listening, sir? I don't like this one bit. There is no need for you to be so pessimistic. Maybe my replacement will be more lenient during your salary assessments.
I see. That way I can eat more than just instant noodles every day.
Wait, what am I saying? That's not the point here. He was actually imagining it.
He's hungry, bro. We're busy right now. Come back later, pal. Uh-oh. Paging Mr. Edgeworth. Is there a Mr. Miles Edgeworth here? Mr. Edgeworth is busy now. I'll listen to whatever you have to say later, pal. This isn't good. Your face has become all red. A red face, a red face. Like I said, we're kind of busy right now, so I've got it. You have a tummy ache, right? This calls for an injection. How about you move? She looks familiar. I don't recognize this person. I don't like at all. She kind of has design like similarity. I can see how you might say like she reminds you of Maggie to an extent, like in the face. But other than that, I don't got nothing.
No, I'm perfectly healthy. Who might you be?
I'm so sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Karen Jensen.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no. Never heard that name before in my life. Karen, by the way, because looks like she's a nurse. Karen.
I'm a registered nurse.
Yeah, there we go. At the Jesus, fuck! Oh, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, but nobody here is sick. You must have the wrong room.
Are you Mr. Miles Edgeworth? You have such great wrinkles between your brow. Could it be lupus? This calls for an injection.
It's not lupus. Just tell me what business you have with me.
Ah, yes. Actually, there's someone who would like to see you. Please wait a moment. I'll call them here right now.
Wait.
Yeah, I wonder who she could possibly bring.
If she's bringing someone from the hospital, could it be a patient, sir? Maybe it's someone who was traumatized by your harsh words.
What is that supposed to mean?
See, when you glare at me like that, it feels like I'm gonna have a heart attack. You could send someone to the hospital with that.
Is it really that bad? I'm just being my normal self.
Sorry for the wait. Well, what do you think?
What's going on, Kay? You alright?
What do I think?
Do you not recognize me?
Now that she mentions it, I feel like I've met her before.
This card. Your name was written on it. Do you know who I am?
Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe you really did send her to the hospital. Of course not.
But this is your business card, sir. It clearly says Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth.
That's true.
I'm terribly sorry. Well... The truth is, this girl suffers from fucking Christ! How many times? How many times? Why amnesia? Always amnesia. Why? Why?
Memory loss?
Yes, that seems to be the case.
In this case, she fell from a big-ass building. Yeah, durability feats. But, at the same time, I'm tired of memory loss.
Her parents should be worried sick right now. They probably haven't been able to sleep. I doubt they've gotten more than 8 hours.
Isn't it plenty of sleep?
I see. It sure sounds horrible. But it's alright now. Since she has that business card, she must be an acquaintance of Mr. Edgeworth's. Just leave it us, pal. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed. We might be able to verify her identity at least.
Would you really do that for me?
First, I'd like you to tell us everything that you know.
That's Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, you have nothing to worry about now, miss.
Good grief.
Phoenix would walk away with a bruised toe after falling off the building. Yeah, it's not like Phoenix has gotten a fucking bonk on the head and taken memory loss from that. Mysterious girl.
But still, where to begin? What should I ask her first?
Miss, do you remember your name? My name? I'm terribly sorry. She's been like this ever since yesterday, you know?
So you found her yesterday.
Wow, that's amazing. How'd you know?
Because you just...
What a tiresome woman.
I found her stumbling around late last night, so I took her in. I wanted to help her out, so I looked through her things.
So that's how you found my business card. Did she have anything else with her?
Nothing to reveal her name or address. But...
Yep.
She was wearing this when I found her. It's an unusual design, don't you think?
These badges.
What? Yadagarasus. That means you could.
Are you Kay?
Kay? Your name. Give me your name.
You are Kay, right?
I'm Kay? Kay, don't you remember me? I mean, you always call me Gummy, pal. Gummy? I would call one of my elders something so rude. I'm so sorry. What a horrible thing I did. I feel like my heart's gonna burst from guilt. Just what happened to you, pal? You become so sensitive. If you're this sensitive, delicate, and frail, then you're not even Kay anymore. You're somebody else, pal.
Watch your words, detective. If you say that, it almost sounds like Kay isn't sensitive or delicate at all. Though I can't deny there is some truth in what he says.
What sort of person was I before I lost my memory? Well, for starters, your name was Kay Faraday. A cheerful girl full of spirit and vigor, and a great thief. Great thief?
Yes, to put it frankly, a great thief steals valuables from a person's drawers and safes.
Steal? So I caused so much trouble for others? I'm so sorry. I never imagined that I would be a criminal. Maybe losing my memory was retribution for my crimes.
No, you didn't actually...
This is so messed up, sir. But it does sort of make sense, you know. These gloves and stuff, they look just like what a thief might wear. Those clothes. Yeah, she was wearing them when I found her. I had her change her clothes, so I'm holding on to them for now.
Something appears to be stuck on her clothes. Perhaps it has something to do with Kay's memory loss.
I'll send it down to the lab later and have him check it out, sir.
Good. I will be counting on you, Detective Gumshoe.
At any rate, these really look like a thief's clothes, don't they? I'm a criminal.
It's true you are a great thief, but never once did you commit a crime. That alone I can assure you.
Is that so?
It's probably better if I don't press this issue any further.
Memory loss. I'm really sorry for not remembering you. What kind of relationship did we have?
Well, that's rather difficult to explain.
Okay, you were Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Oh my, so then a prosecutor is the kingpin of the great thief? No, it's not what I meant, pal.
The last time I met Kay was the day before yesterday. Just what did she do from then up until now? Miss Jensen, was the badge the only thing this girl had on her?
She did have some other things, but I don't think they will be very helpful at all. How about you just hand them over and let me fucking decide?
I don't mind. Please show them to me.
Well then, I'll give them to you one by one, okay? This is a Jammin' Ninja mask. Maybe she went to a superhero show or something. Okay, so she had a mask.
This seems to be a letter addressed to Kay.
A letter?
This is a ticket stub, and this is...
like a bus ticket or a subway ticket? Ticket stub, or for a show? I have no idea.
A flower made of cloth, like the ones you usually see in restrooms, sir.
And a fake flower. So we have the Jammin' Ninja mask, a letter that was sent to Kay, a ticket stub, and a purple flower. Okay. Or like magenta flower. Not really purple.
Well, that's everything. Did you find anything out? Not really. They were just a bunch of random things.
I'll have to look at them over in more detail later.
Well. Alright, Jammin' Ninja mask, jotted down, made out of cheap plastic. Alright, we can check that. A ticket stub used to enter the Grand Tower viewing platform. Grand Tower, okay. Oh, and it is a purple flower. Okay. Cloth decoration shaped like a purple flower called a corsage. Oh, this is horrible. Kay's lost a memory. Alright, let's first check that letter. I promise that I'll get it back for you, your most precious memory, Jill. Addressed directly to Kay. I promise that I'll get it back for you, your most precious memory. Interesting.
Do we know anybody named Jill? I don't think we do.
How do we get it back to normal? Calm down, Detective. I have already thought of something. As I would expect of Mr. Edgeworth. So what did you find out, sir? Look at this ticket stub.
Ooh, it's a ticket for the viewing platform of the Grand Tower.
Miss Nurse, do you know something about the Grand Tower?
Of course I do. It's a super famous dating spot after all. They say that if a couple holds hands up there, they'll be together forever. Great. Admit 1, April 4th, 7:28 p.m. Student, $6.
The timestamp on the ticket is from yesterday. Moreover, it is only valid on the day of issue.
Okay, so the one thing I actually really I don't know if I like or more or not about this game is that the events take place really close to one another. Cause like we literally, it was April 2nd when we arrested Gustavia. It was late at night, April 2nd, and now it's just like, yeah, no, go, it's time, just start moving. We're in the future now. It's only 2 days later. It's all connected. Yeah, that's what I was like. One of the things I really like about this these two games as well, at least with Investigations 1, like primarily, all of the like not all of the evidence, but all of the episodes rather, all of the episodes, all of the storylines in them tie together, and I think that's really neat. I actually really appreciate that because you'll get like certain games like with a couple Ace Attorney games, like you can pick out like one or two cases where it's like, yeah, that case doesn't fucking matter. Like, as much as I really enjoyed Spirit of Justice, what happens if you remove the Athena case? What happens if you, like, because I even like the Rakugo case, but what happens if you remove it, right? Nothing really consequential. It just kind of is there and then it's gone. Like, if you take that out of the game, nothing really matters. The last game and this one have taken place in the time span of, like, that one case that will happen in the main games. Yeah. Like, you'll finish a case in regular Ace Attorney, and then months will pass before the next case happens. So it's hard to keep a timeline of events. But this one, it's like, an episode happens, or a case happens, and then 2 days from then, another case happens, and then another day, and then another case. It's just really, like, the like timeline of events is really fast, and I appreciate that.
Since she only has a stub, she must have used it, right? It is very likely. Well then, let's go. Right now, sir. The causal case memory loss is hidden in her actions. But what about the PIC? It's still too early for me to be summoned there.
So should I leave Kay with you then?
That is what I would prefer. Kay, you're fine with that, right?
Yes please. Thank you very much. Well, I have to get back to work, so if anything happens, please contact the Die Young Hospital. If you guys need an injection, I'll be there anytime, any place.
Yes, I understand. I don't think I will call her for an injection. Well then, let's go, Detective. And you too, Kay. Yes, sir.
Thank you for helping me. Here we go. Kay not wearing Kay's clothes, though, is a little bit unnerving. Just a little bit. That they're really pushing the it doesn't look like Kay shit. April 5th, 2:07 p.m. outside Grand Tower, Tower Plaza.
According to the pamphlet, this building is 50 stories tall. It's mostly filled with offices, though. Only the viewing platform is open to the public. Here you go, sir. I just got this at the reception desk. Good, thank you.
50 stories. Yeah, we don't know if she fell to the ground floor. Let's keep that in mind. We don't know where she got pushed from. We don't know where she fell to. But she took a bump on the head. Mikan really back on Earth in a new dimension? Okay, let's calm it down with the Mikan's talk. It's definitely not Mikan. This one doesn't suck.
Well then, let us head inside immediately.
The Grand Tower! The Grand Tower is collapsed! What? What? It's that fucking kid. You little shit. Okay. He's back. So, For those of you who might not remember, I remember just looking at a small child in the exhibit room of the Winter Palace, not Winter Palace. What was it called? Was it called the Winter Palace? It was called the Winter Palace, right? When we were looking at the sculptures, and we saw Rondelight, and we saw this kid, and I was like, hey, what's this fucking kid doing here? And I thought it was supposed to be like Cody Hackins for like a split second, because I was like, oh, they're doing callbacks and they're showing other characters. It's Cody Hackins, but no. It's a different shit kid, and I don't know who it is. No, you can't. Please stop. Please, I beg of you. It's no good. Unless I drink fresh milk, my thoughts just won't reach.
What's wrong, pal? Did something happen at the Grand Tower?
Cut. Cut. Excuse me, we're sort of in the middle of shooting a movie, and,
I suspected as much.
oh, great.
We're sorry for any trouble we've caused you. Detective Gumshoe?
I'm so sorry, pal. I really thought the tower was gonna collapse or something. Guess who that is? I have no fucking idea. I don't remember anybody that looks like that. Whatever. Hey, director. I'm taking a break. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. What a relief. It looks like the tower's collapse was prevented somehow. It's Penny? I can't... I would need to see, like, an up-close picture shot. But Penny Nichols... Yeah, no, I know who Penny is. I know who Penny Nichols is, but...
Explaining all this to Kay as she is now would take more time than it's worth. Well then, we should get going.
But she didn't really, like, have a big, like, notable presence. Like, I don't think that's fair. She ain't show a sprite, weird shit. Well, a lot of the cameos don't show sprites. Like Rondelight didn't show a sprite earlier. In the last game, Salmonella didn't show a sprite. But interestingly enough, talking about Cody Hackins and then a character from his fucking case appears too. April 5th, 2:18, Grand Tower viewing platform. Wow, what a view. I bet I can see my house from here. Well, I bet you could, Gumshoe. The wind is really strong up here.
Everything should be fine as long as you stay close to me and Mr. Edgeworth, pal. If you start to blow away, one of us will be sure to catch you. It's not as if she's a kite. Kay, do you recognize this place?
I don't know. Was I really here?
Maybe if I get her to talk a bit, it will help jog her memory. Kay, just tell me whatever you remember. Anything will do.
Okay, but I don't know how much help I'll be. Oh, shit. Testimony. Memories of the tower. Heaven's Tear, or Heaven's Tear. Heavenly, I assume that's cotton candy. And again, because it's English text, that had to have been written by the translation team. Did I really come to a place like this? It's so high up, and the wind is so strong. It's frightening. Okay. I just can't remember. I can't remember anything at all. I'm sorry, just as I thought, it's impossible. You don't recognize anything from up here.
My memory isn't clearing up at all, huh?
Sorry. It's a bit pathetic, isn't it? You're both going out of your way for me, but I'm not helping at all.
You're doing just fine. You have memory loss, after all. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, remember to go easy on us, eh? Normally you have this really intense and kind of scary look on your face. You're not helping, Detective.
Rebuttal. It's kind of weird that it's still called rebuttal. I realize that they can't really change that on the fly, but having it change this once would have been neat. It's so high up, and the wind is so strong, it's frightening. Just can't remember. I can't remember anything at all. You don't remember anything. Nothing looks familiar.
You say you don't remember anything. In that case, is there anything that looks familiar?
Looks familiar? The cherry tree. Cherry tree. Interesting.
What about the cherry tree?
I was standing under that cherry tree. That's right, I was taking shelter from the rain because it was raining. And there, a red... I saw something red.
She was under the cherry tree while it rained.
I mean, the Gem and Ninja mask has red on it, but it's not really red.
And from there she saw something red.
Is something wrong?
It's nothing. Could you add that last part to your story?
But under the cherry tree, I feel like I saw something red. Do you remember what shape it was? Do you remember how big it was?
A red what exactly?
A red something or other. It was something red. That's all I can remember about it.
Speaking of things that are red here, could it be that stand over there?
A stand? A red stand? Ah, that's right. I saw someone walking towards me from the other side of that stand.
And then what happened?
And then, I'm sorry.
It's alright. Simply add everything you just said to your story.
Right, someone was walking towards me from the other side of that stand. Okay. Wait, is there even anything on the other side of that stand? Please tell me this has like a diagram. Yeah, how? Actually, how?
So, you're saying that someone came from behind the stand and walked directly towards you?
Yes, someone came right up to me.
Then that someone must have been a ghost.
No, it was a person. I'm sure of it.
If this is where you were under the cherry tree, then someone behind the stand wouldn't have any ground to stand on. They'd be floating in midair. No person should be able to stand there.
But I'm not lying. Someone in red was on the other side of the stand. Oh, shit. Dog, this panicking sprite is great, by the way. They were walking towards me, getting closer and closer, and then... that person. Break down, break down!
What's wrong? Calm down, it's alright. Me and Miss Edgeworth are both here for you, pal.
I was pushed off. That person in red. Yes, they were wearing a red raincoat. Remember when I said at the beginning of the game where I was like, damn, it's kind of weird. A little weird that that Shelly the killer just gets to run off and do illegal serial killer shit. But red raincoat, huh? Interesting. I couldn't even tell it was red in that picture.
Someone in a red raincoat was walking on midair. And furthermore, they pushed her off the building. Nonsense, there is no way she could be alright after falling from a building this high.
Kay's memory jotted down in the organizer. Okay. Attention everyone, please remain where you are.
What's wrong, pal? I'm a detective. Tell me what's going on.
Sir, a body was just discovered in this building. Oh.
A body? Who is the victim?
We're currently investigating the details, but the victim is a woman. We have verified that her name is Kay.
What?
So it is not Kay? Who the fuck is this then? Oh, oh, y'all are foul. Y'all are foul. Okay. April 5th, 2:30. Well, that doesn't look like K. Okay, so this is not K. Oh, what's up, by the way, Gallus? Didn't even see you sneak in here. April 5th, 2:36 p.m. Grand Tower, PIC meeting room. Ooh.
This room is... Would this room happen to be...
Yes, sir. It's the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee's meeting room.
What? It's here? I had heard they recently moved out of the prosecutor's building, but I think they moved here of all places.
So, is the person that's dead part of the PIC? Is the person that's dead part of somebody that the PIC was investigating? Is the person that's dead a person that had a grudge against the PIC? We'll never know. Mr. Edgeworth, K. And who's the fossil? What brings you here? How are you holding up?
We're in the middle of an investigation right now. Sorry, but who might this be?
This is my granny. Let me just... Hi there, Sonny. The name is Bonnie Young. Who the heck are you? She says.
It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor. Miss Jensen isn't Young the name of...
Granny is the director of the Da Young Hospital.
This old lady is the director.
Who are you calling old? She says.
She can read my thoughts.
Oh, so that granny is pretty important, huh? I wouldn't go that far. I mean, yes, she is. The what hospital? The Da Young Hospital. Were you not... Did you not pay attention? Ah, these people are the patient's guardians. You know, the one with amnesia?
It seems she's a bit of an introvert.
Hey, Sonny, want me to cure that bad case of the frownies for you? She says.
I'm afraid that's an incurable disease for Mr. Edgeworth, pal.
Hyperion can't pay attention, better put him in a Oh, no. No. Really, Granny? You want me to say that? I ain't got nothing to say to you, whippers. No, not whippersnappers. You'll summon her. You're free to do whatever you want. But you better not get in the way of my autopsy.
Please wait.
No means no.
Hey, you don't have the right to decide that, pal.
What? Sorry, Granny is the coroner, you see. And she's in charge of this case, so... Ow. I'm very sorry, but that's the way it is.
What do you mean that's the way it is, pal?
Well, even if you ask me... Oh, shit! Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Gallus passing more family members, one over to SNR. Thank you very much, Gallus. SNR, you better thank the man as well, and welcome back to the family. I don't know what's going on, but I do not like it. I'm also scared. Even if you ask me, I'm not the one who said it. I kind of feel like I'm watching a comedy act, sir. Well, we need to get back to the autopsy, so please excuse us, and take care.
What was with her attitude? We received permission to investigate. There shouldn't be any problems. That attitude of hers is a huge problem, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do we do now?
We'll investigate the scene, of course. As a prosecutor, I cannot stand to do nothing. Well then, let's begin.
But the policeman said the dead person is also named K. Then I'm pretty sure I'm not the K that you know, Mr. Edgeworth.
We shall investigate that now, but don't worry. There's no question that you are the K I know.
Okay.
An amnesiac K, a corpse K. Both are connected to the Grand Tower. I'm certain that this case will lead me to K's lost memories.
Begin investigation. Alright, so... First things first, who reported the dead body?
You there, tell me the situation about the security of this room.
Or that too. Yes, sir. To enter this room, a special keycard is required.
I see. In other words, not just anyone can enter this room.
It's secure. Y'all's got us on a debt ceiling. It's about to bite y'all in the back. I mean, it happened. It happened earlier, like a couple weeks ago. Like, I was going through the server and I was like, damn, look at all these white names in here. All these people that Gallus got into the Discord, that wanted to join the Discord, that are no longer sub. What bastards. I expected this. Alright, so it was a member of the PIC who had come here for today's hearing. Okay, so they're actually a PIC member. What about whites? We beat them.
A member of the PIC. If not for this case, I would... Right now, I would be.
Okay. So, excuse me. Alright. This is a nice looking room, though. Oh, hey, blood. Did she get killed with the fucking statue?
This is Lady Justice.
I'm here for this motive alone, and for the gun. Yeah. Cork is great.
You sure do know a lot, sir. So what kind of powers does she have? She is a symbol of justice, not a superhero. It's said the scales represent justice and the sword power, and the blindfold equality.
I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright. So, let's look at the big pile of blood. Pool of blood, rather.
A pool of blood lies at the feet of the goddess statue. Judging from the pool of blood, it seems that this was where the victim was killed.
But sir, the body's over there. What could that mean, Gumshoe? I'm assuming they moved the body. Yeah. Like, she hit the floor and bounced like a space ball over to the goddamn table.
After murdering the victim, did the killer move the body?
Excuse me. Oh! Hey! Why are you here? You are? Oh yes, what is it?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Gallus passing a sub to Joey. Joey isn't even here to thank you. Why would you do that? Appreciated, but why? That voice, it's Von Karma, right? Do you know her, Granny? Good to see you again, Doctor. And you as well, Miles Edgeworth.
What is she doing here? Franziska von Karma. She's a prosecutor working with Interpol and the daughter of Manfred von Karma. She should be jetting around the world right now.
Wherever there is a case, I will follow. National borders mean nothing before me.
Well, your presence here must mean that this case is international significance.
You know well enough that I'm chasing a smuggling ring. Still? I thought we fucking cleared that up. What if Granny just whispering racist shit to Karen and Karen just making normal stuff up? I mean, it's very possible. I shall recover all the stolen goods and crush that organization.
Then does that mean the smuggling ring is also involved in this particular case?
That's a wise gift sub decision. Joey continues to subs to all his friends? Potentially.
Any further
information is confidential. I am not obligated to speak of it with you.
So it won't be that easy.
Miss Franziska von Karma. Granny says... The autopsy is complete. You're free to do what you want.
In that case, we would like to investigate as well.
I've heard rumors about you. No way am I letting you near that body. You're that prosecutor's about to get the boot. You best run on home now, Sonny. Just so you know, I wasn't the one who said that, okay? Please, Granny, we need to investigate. No matter what. Hey, Lassie, who you calling Granny? Hey, I'm sorry.
We're not getting anywhere. I guess I have no other choice. Franziska, please allow us to aid you in your investigation. We must examine that body in order to find out what happened to Kay.
To Kay Faraday. I'm asking you too, sir. Kay's in really bad shape. I don't know what's going on.
But fine, I'll grant you permission. You have my thanks. Of course, I didn't say it would come without a price. You'll explain everything to me later. You're really all you want, sir. I wasn't talking to you, Scruffy. Yeah! So that's how it is. If you'd be so kind as to authorize them too, Doctor. I suppose it's fine if he's with a prosecutor from Interpol, is what she says. And I fully agree with Granny. By the Von Karman name, the entire world will be judged. That's just common knowledge.
It's rather conceited for common knowledge.
Well, it's none of my beeswax anymore, is what she says. I hope you don't get in trouble for this. You needn't worry. My reputation will not be shaken by something so petty.
Unlike me, who was on the verge of losing his badge.
Begin investigation. Proper investigation. With Franziska Inso, I guess. Alright, so we looked at, all we did was like look, well, we can look at the body now, right? Is that a candelabra? Examine.
It's half of a large round table with 11 chairs. It seems to be based off a certain legend.
I know that one, sir. It's the famous Knights of the Brown Table. So close. Huh? Was I wrong? Knights of the Clown Table? Knights who say knee? Okay.
He's getting colder, but I won't say anything.
I wanted to look at the fucking candelabra. Ooh.
This body. It's not Kay, sir. It doesn't look like her at all. That's correct.
Of course it isn't. Kay's alive after all. Her age is, I guess, around 30. She's wearing a pantsuit.
Maybe she worked in one of the offices in this building. We just got told that she was part of the PIC, though, right?
So her identity is still unknown. The question now becomes, why did the police believe her name was Kay?
I won't rest until I've... Oh, is it that little sheet back there that looks like it has K written on it?
This notebook.
Huh? Isn't that Kay's promise notebook?
Oh, no!
This is the notebook she wrote all her promises to her father in. It really takes me back, sir.
Yes. When Kay was young, she and her father wrote the promises they made in this notebook. However, why is it in a place like this?
Is this that Jill that she was planning on meeting up with?
Now that you mention it, I once heard something from Detective Bad a long time ago. It seems that before anyone else had noticed, Kay's memento had gone missing.
What? So a piece of evidence that was in police custody went missing.
Detective Bad frantically searched all over for it, but it seems he never found it.
What could this mean? Why was the missing notebook found here? You there, do you happen to know anything about this notebook?
The victim was carrying this notebook when we found her. That was the only evidence we had to identify the body.
So that's why you called her Kay.
What a misleading victim, huh? Why does she have Kay's notebook?
I'd sure like to have some information on the victim's identity, though.
Alright. We have an ID card in her hand as well, but I want to look at what this is.
Could this be the murder weapon, sir?
With the 3 holes in the chest, that makes sense.
3-pronged candelabra. It's consistent with a number of stab wounds. But she was probably stabbed by the prongs of the candelabra.
A candy zebra?
I'm afraid it's not quite what you're imagining, Detective. A candelabra is a candlestick holder with multiple arms.
Ah, so it's a candle. You know, one time I forgot to pay my electric bill, and I had to get by with only candles.
What time period are you from?
Yep, matches the victim's chest wounds. And there's blood on it consistent with the chest wounds as well. Let's... Oh, I just realized what that is. But first, let's look at this.
There was a burn mark on her hand.
Is it connected to the cause of death?
No, it appears to be an old scar. She probably got it a long time ago. It seems there is something in her hand. Detective, if you could open her hand for me.
Yes, sir. Understood.
This is...
Oh, I know. This must be a gift card from a department store. Yeah! It seems to be a key card. Aye. The question is, what was this key card for? It's the security one to get into the fucking room, right? Something seems to be pinned to a jacket. It's made out of purple cloth. It looks like it's been forcibly torn off, doesn't it?
Oh, I just realized what's gonna happen in this case. It's going to be, they're gonna try to pin this on Amnesiac K, and we're gonna have to try to fight against her lack of memory.
Is this spot somewhere connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Yes.
The purple flower Kay had with her. I wonder if that originally belonged to the victim. Now that you mention it, the cloth does look the same as the one on the pin.
Big yawns.
Let's compare them without delay.
Also out of principle. Gotta do this one too.
It's a perfect match, sir. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth.
Purple flower data updated in my organizer.
The fact that this flower belongs to the victim means that can only mean that Kay Faraday came in contact with the victim. And about that corsage.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Okay, so you were talking about getting... I had no idea what you were talking about. I thought you were doing another fucking Photoshop. Well now, thank you for giving one to Shizzy. I have no idea if Shizzy's ever even gonna see that.
And about that corsage, it looks like it was forcibly ripped off. There is a possibility that Kay Faraday is connected to this case. And depending on the situation, we may have to consider her a suspect. What did you say? There's no way she did it. It's unthinkable. Kay could never do that, sir. However, it's true we have no evidence to deny that claim. It's nothing more than a possibility at the moment. Isn't that right, Miles Edgeworth? Indeed, for better or for worse.
Alright, well, also, let's go ahead and figure out what that fucking key card is, right? Because the only two pieces of logic we have right now are the two that make sense together. It seems like I shouldn't have had to logic that one.
Perhaps the key card the victim was holding is for this room. I'll go find out, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, from this room's security system, we were able to retrieve the data of the victim's card. So that means the victim was able to freely enter this room. If the card actually belonged to the victim, of course. Yes, of course.
Key card jotted down. Is that it? Can't be it. Okay, yeah. I didn't look at any of the bloodstains. Blood in the hand.
The left side of her white jacket has been stained a deep red. This jacket, the buttons are on the right side. Isn't that normal, sir? All my clothes have buttons on the right side. For women, it is normal to have them on the left side. Is that true?
I'm not a fashion man. Is that a fact?
Yes, Edgeworth, you really do know everything. That's just common knowledge. There doesn't seem to be anything out of place. There's something white in her pocket.
Gloves, nigga?
They're gloves, pure white ones. One for each hand, sir. They don't seem to be dirty. Could they be the victims?
I would assume so. But... okay. So, it's a men's jacket? It seems correct, it has been on the right for women? Okay, so... So this is she's wearing a men's jacket? Is this a homeboy? Alright, let's look at the stab wounds.
There doesn't seem to be anything in this pocket. This pocket has holes in it, sir. Judging by how the cloth was pierced, she must have been stabbed by some sharp object. All your coins would fall out of those holes, sir. Detective, haven't you ever heard of a wallet? Of course I have, sir. I just use my pockets, though. Most people do, right? Never mind.
I mean, it's not like he has enough money to put in those pockets. Hold up, this donut has a hole in it.
There was some blood on her head. Maybe she was hit with something. But we don't know that for sure.
Our investigation will ultimately clear that up.
Alright. That's about right then.
So the victim's identity remains unknown.
Couldn't you have discerned that from the fucking keycard, though? Should you really be calling me Kay?
Of course. What are you saying, pal?
Thank you, but then what about that woman? She is someone who you may have killed. That is all we know.
There's no way that's true. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? I also do not believe you killed her.
You are such a naive man, Miles Edgeworth.
Here I come to save the day.
That voice. It don't be fucking the best. Just stay out. Son of a bitch! You two are right on fucking schedule, aren't you? Pardon the interruption. Mr. Edgeworth, get away from the victim. I have inherited her dying wish. No one asked for you. Hold on, I'm getting a call from a 718 number? Give me 1 second.
One of our five-star hotels. For further details, press 1 now. To be placed on the do not call list, press 2 now. Thank you. Your phone number will be removed within the next 72 hours. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Goodbye.
Thank you, Marriott Hotels. How about you never do that again? Oh, did I not remute? Oh, fuck. Well, unfortunate. I muted for a second, but I think I didn't press my button all the way in. Damn it.
Did you know the victim?
Well, assumably if she was on the PIC. Just as I thought. The goddess of law will surely reveal the truth to us. So please, rest in peace. That's right, Justine. Now that I'm here, everything will be A-okay. The culprit will rue the day he crossed paths with Miles Edgeworth. Who is this fool of a man?
Why is she glaring at me?
You are Franziska von Karma, am I correct? I apologize for my late introduction. I am Justine Courtney. And the deceased individual is... Attorney Jill Crane, one of the members of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee. So that was the Jill.
I see, so that's why she had the key card. I take it you're in charge of this case?
Choose your fighter, whip or gavel, whip all day. Whip is a stronger weapon. There we go. That reminds me, I haven't caught your name yet. If you just wanted to know my name, you didn't have to Ow! Just state your name. I will not tolerate any unnecessary remarks. Sebastian the Best.
It seems the pecking order has been decided.
Mr. Sebastian the Best? Here, this is from Granny. This is the autopsy report. It seems you've been bested, Mr. Edgeworth.
This wasn't a competition to begin with.
My job is done. May we meet again in front of another corpse? Okay, let's go home quickly and eat some noodles. I'll be leaving too. Take care, everyone. The victim's head wound was post-mortem. Sebastian. And the candelabra dealt the fatal blow. Estimated time of death is late last night. You really talking a whole bunch over there, cousin, huh? Reading this shit aloud? You can't read inside your head, nigga? I hate people that do that. Well, I do appreciate your enthusiasm. Perhaps you should give your tongue a rest. You might pull a muscle.
That would be painful indeed.
Alright. Cause of death, stab wound to left chest. Head wound was post-mortem. And the wound matches up with the candelabra. It's quite clear now. Kay Faraday must be arrested.
What?
What's the big idea, pal?
It's just as he says, Detective. The culprit is Miss Kay Faraday. The young lady in bandages over there, although she's not wearing her usual attire. Are you not Miss Kay Faraday?
And what would you do if she is Kay? If you're going to arrest her, then I will resist you by any means necessary. That I guarantee.
I am now convinced the doubts surrounding your suitability as a prosecutor were indeed warranted. It's fine, Mr. Edgeworth. You can go. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
What are you saying, Kay? You can't just go along with it, pal.
But I don't remember anything. What if I really did kill that woman and then forgot about it? If that's true, acknowledgement is the goddess's mercy. Atonement is her will. The goddess of law will surely praise you for your prudence.
Sebastian and Judge Courtney, if you believe she is the culprit, on what basis do you make your accusations? Unless I'm completely convinced by your explanation, I will not obey your orders.
Fine, have it your way. Now sit tight and listen to the perfect reasoning of the best. Why we suspect Kay? Question mark? Yeah, you seem really confident in that one. I'm the best in the world. No one else can do what I do. Yes, that's why I was the first to realize that Kay Faraday is the culprit. She broke into the meeting room in order to steal something. How could she break into the meeting room if she didn't have a fucking keycard? In other words, she's the only one who could have killed Miss Crane. Oh, well. His logic's as awful as ever, sir. Please press that first statement. Yeah, I am the best in the world. No one else can do what I do. Yeah, I'm going to press that one.
Harsh words coming from you, detective. I asked for some basis to your claims, yet your reasoning has told me absolutely nothing.
However, we have no evidence to prove she didn't do it either. Don't worry, Kay. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth will pull off a miracle.
You think my deductions are some kind of miracle?
You better not disappoint me. Understand, Miles Edgeworth? Because if you do, this whip of mine won't stay silent. Please, God, don't let it. Alright, let's see. You're the best in the world. No one else can do what you do.
Already, I've noticed 2 contradictions in your test.
My reasoning is flawless. It doesn't even contain a single contradiction.
The number of contradictions is just increased to 3.
Oh, I get it. This is all part of your plan to mislead me, isn't it? Well, too bad, because the best will not be led astray. I wish he would have just ended that with 4 and then kept it going. She broke into the meeting room in order to steal something. Yeah, how could she have?
It certainly sounds like you are quite familiar with this room.
The best man for the job should know about the best places.
Unfortunately, it seems that you are not the best man for the job.
Are you mocking me?
That's for you to decide. You didn't even know about this keycard, did you?
Of course I know about that. You needed to enter this room. Huh? Was it really needed? This foolish fool simply doesn't know when to give up.
Sebastian, do you really suspect Kay?
That's right. She's the only one who could have done it.
Well, then allow me to ask you. Since this room can only be entered by using a keycard, how did she enter the room without one?
How is Courtney just letting Sebastian get whipped? Because she's into it too? Well, she probably used this and that, and...
Oh, did you pull a muscle? Allow me to explain. The door could only be opened by members of the PIC, which means...
Yes, that's correct.
She conceded so easily.
Take a look at this. It's a record of this room that I investigated just a while ago. We have user IDs back again. It's gonna be Damon again. I knew it. God damn it. Who let him out of prison? Motherfucker. But yeah, no, there we go again with the fucking key card records not being looked at. I love how these encounters flow. Courtney's still talking shit about Edgeworth being unfit to prosecute when she is dragging Sebastian's dumbass around and Miles is 3-0 versus them. Yeah. It's literally, hey, you're unfit to do your job. You keep running around with that moron that I keep beating. Who's really unfit to do their job? At 12:52 a.m., the door was open using Miss Crane's keycard. And you mean to tell me she just fucking sat in here for damn near, well, excuse me, for 2 hours and fucking more than 2.5 hours? She just sat in here waiting to murder Jill Crane? Yeah, sure. Cap. It's probable that the killer entered the room together with the victim, Miss Crane. After entering, the situation must have soured, leading to the murder.
Your logic holds, but it is still merely conjecture, and it would imply that the killer and the victim were acquainted.
Get rid of that note in your pocket, Edgeworth.
No way, pal. Kay doesn't even know the victim.
Guys.
That is merely an assumption on your part, unless you have any evidence to prove your claim. Evidence is everything in court, and at the crime scene. Without it, your argument is invalid. In that case, I trust that you have evidence to prove that Kay Faraday and the victim were connected. Of course.
What?
Edgeworth, you do as well.
A different letter. Was discovered by Dr. Young in Miss Crane's breast pocket.
The victim's belongings. Why did she withhold such vital evidence until now? Could it be she was waiting for the perfect time to reveal it? Come to think of it.
How the fuck did we not get it before then? Why did the coroner just hide that information from us when they just got to the scene? What kind of shit? Yeah, no, he was gonna leak. He was gonna give us some very important details. Might pull a muscle, yeah, or help me.
I'll read it for you. To Miss Crane, thank you so much for helping with my plan. I'm glad that we can help each other get what we want. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. Kay. In other words, Kay Faraday and Miss Crane were accomplices. They probably plan to steal something from this room.
Preposterous.
Wait, that means the main culprit is... It's still Kay Faraday, of course. It just means her crimes have increased by yet 1 more.
Yeah. That's cap and a half.
I'm the main culprit?
Don't believe it, Kay. It's all a bunch of nonsense. There's no way Kay would do something like that.
Nonsense? Not at all. The evidence speaks for itself, wouldn't you agree?
I knew that they wouldn't suspect Kay unless they had some sort of proof, but... to think they would actually have such decisive evidence.
One thing I'm tired of in this fucking series is there has to be video cameras everywhere. Like, you're telling me that the main building for a fucking committee of legal niggas doesn't have any security camera anywhere? The fucking jail had 1 video camera, and it was in the fucking holding cell. We gotta start putting cameras everywhere. Because the only times that we've had cameras, we've been fooled. But cameras will help.
Nicely done, Justine.
Big stretch.
Thank you very much.
Your explanation is still insufficient. I cannot accept such an argument.
Sebastian, would you please leave this to me? All right, make sure you shut Mr. Edgeworth up once and for all.
I can't allow their allegations to gain any more momentum. I must turn it around here. Whoop, excuse me. The relationship between Kay and Miss Crane is documented in the letter. She wrote Miss Crane into assisting her with her plan. However, for some reason, their partnership broke down. Miss Crane was murdered, but with her dying breath, she managed to retaliate. Her parting gift is this letter, which tucked safely away in her left breast pocket. How? If she tucked it into her pocket, how did... She got stabbed in her left breast. Like, what? In a world where oranges cost $9 and cameras are a rarity, conveniently the cameras would stop working for that window. The crime happens for some arbitrary reason. Yeah, of course the cameras would never show exactly what happened, and they would be misconstrued, but they would lead people to not say, yeah, this person is the only suspect. That's it. That's all we got. Oh, and that's the end of the testimony. Testimony's even better than ever. Maybe the most perfect it's ever been, sir. Are you gonna be alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, of course. How unsightly, Miles Edgeworth. Save your stoic act for some other time. Miss Von Karma, just whose side are you on? I'm on nobody's side, Scruffy. When searching for the truth, it's best not to take sides. If she was bleeding out and she was stabbed in that pocket, the letter would probably be covered in even more blood than that. Correct. Watch what you say, Miss Von Karma. Well, watch what you say, Miss Von Karma, or else Mr. the Best is gonna... Best, you say? Well, I can tell you that the side I'm on is always the How irritating. Thank God Franziska Von Karma is here. Oh, thank God. If she wasn't on your best girls list and wasn't sitting firmly at the top, she better be now. Well, I suppose that's one thing we can agree on. The letter from Kay. Yeah, so it seems like autopsy report on the last one. Alright. Where is the autopsy report? There it is. Yeah, shake. The victim held on to the truth until her dying breath. A truly touching story indeed. The voices of the dead are soft. One must listen carefully to hear their dying wishes. And Miss Crane has spoken. Kay Faraday is the culprit. Perhaps the voices you have been hearing are actually the whispers of the devil. Hey, don't make fun of Justine. Let's listen to the voice of reason. Judge Courtney, please take a look at the autopsy report. There is no need. I remember it perfectly. The victim was stabbed in the left breast. No, it can't be. The letter was found in the victim's left breast pocket. And that's where the victim was stabbed with the candelabra, right, sir? Precisely. It would have been possible to stab her there without piercing the letter as well. Where's Rafa when we need her? Not alive, right? Because this is after game 3. This would be what, a year after game 3. So, where is it? A year after game 3? Yeah, because it's April. So a year after game 3, she was 14 in Spirit of Justice, which means that she's like a baby. She's like 5. Yeah, no, that's a whole child. Rafa can't do shit for us right now. So that begs the question: why was the letter found in the victim's pocket? It's simple. It was placed there after the victim was murdered to throw suspicion onto Kay. Somebody intentionally wanted to create this very situation. In other words, there exists the possibility that the letter was forged by the true culprit. No! The real murderer tried to pin the crime on Kay. That is the only explanation for the letter. And in doing so, the murderer ended up digging their own grave, right, sir? This is before or after Clavier blew back Phoenix. This is, assumably shortly before, right? So, still, long time. It's, what,
7 years removed from Apollo Justice, and Apollo Justice is 2 years removed from what's the fucking Spirit of Justice. So yeah, she's either like 4 or 5. Point being is she's a very small child, so not helpful. The culprit is Kay Faraday. The letter was... yeah, it was actually found in the victim's other pocket.
Huh? What are you saying, pal?
The officer's report was wrong when he said the letter was in her left pocket. It's actually in the... yo. A foolish fool who continues to make a fool of himself. Is there no cure for your foolishness? Why do you keep whipping me, and quit calling me a fool? I saved you the trouble of punishing him yourself.
Indeed, though I had no intention of punishing you. The letter is stained with blood, no doubt because it was found in the left breast pocket. There couldn't have been an error in the officer's report, unless you were the investigator.
Good burn, actually. Hold on, wait a minute. That in this party has no connection to Karain whatsoever. Say something, Justine.
I see you have no objections. Then allow me to continue. There is one more potential suspect in this case.
Don't be ridiculous. The killer entered this very room. Ooh. Now, I'm not saying I just now noticed it, but wouldn't a red raincoat kind of been confused for a red jacket? Interesting. There wasn't anyone else who did that besides Kay Faraday and the victim. If you think Sebastian is remotely competent enough to murder someone, you're hilarious. Yeah, nah, if we thought Bobby Fulbright was capable of murdering somebody for being on the side of justice, we'd be hilarious too. If you thought Cammy Meal, the sleepy woman who was in charge of the fucking reception, or not reception, but flight attendants on the plane in iFly Airlines was capable of murder, we'd be hilarious, right? All I'm saying is, we've seen fake faces be put on many times before. Bobby Fulbright was technically dead. The Phantom, okay, the Phantom, but the personality of Bobby Fulbright, right?
To enter the meeting room, one needs a keycard, and their reasoning assumes that the murderer and the victim entered the room together. This is what we overlooked. If we discard that assumption, then this evidence reveals the other suspect besides Kay.
Well, now how I was saying that they stayed in the room for fucking 2.5 hours, but yeah.
This is the key card that recorded Judge Courtney. This is the key card record that Judge Courtney handed me earlier. The victim's key card was used at 12:52 a.m., and there was one more person who also used a key card.
So you're saying this person was waiting to ambush the victim inside the meeting room? The key card was used at 10:15. I wouldn't say it's impossible.
No, it's impossible. And what makes you say that, pal? You got any proof?
Of course I do. I myself am that proof.
Ooh.
I was the one who used that key card, after all. Is there something strange about a PIC member entering the PIC meeting room?
Sure, that proves nothing. The fact that you were in here at all makes you a suspect. Or do you perhaps have any evidence that you didn't kill your colleague?
Such nonsense. What would I gain by murdering her?
Allow me to reiterate what you said earlier. I'm sure it will all become clear upon further investigation.
Why would I, a faithful servant of the law, commit a crime? True enough, I entered this room. However, that alone is not reason enough to suspect me of a crime.
If that's the case, please tell me why you entered this room.
I had some business to take care of, and some preparations had to be made.
Oh, yeah?
You had to take care of some business? Like murder?
Preparations? It sounds pretty suspicious, pal.
Unfortunately, I cannot disclose what these preparations were. However, I'm sure you could hazard a guess, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Oh. Yeah, you were preparing for my case. Sure. Let's go ahead and say that. Let's just fucking lie. And say that that was the fucking reason.
So she was preparing for my hearing. She must have gathered all the necessary materials to take away my prosecutor's badge.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's good to see young people go head to head so ruthlessly. Who the fuck is that? Yo, who is this nigga? Takes me back when I was young, I always butt heads with the brash detective. And what is he squeezing his fucking beard for sweat juice? I hope he's still doing well. Here come the waterworks. Chairman DeBest. That's about right.
Did she just say the best?
Look at his face. Look at him. Also red coat as well. Now, you're on the ropes, buddy.
And if it's little Von Karma, look how much you've grown since I last saw you.
Sir, it has been quite a while.
Curtsy? You don't have to treat me like some sort of stranger, you know. Remember back in the old days when you'd sit on my lap and called me Unky Boo Boo?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Ben, actually tossing a sub out to Josh? Hey, wait a minute. You're not Gallus. But either way, we have to thank the man Josh if you're still here. So go ahead and thank him. But thank you very much, Ben. Welcome to the family, Josh. But Unky Boo Boo, jail.
Here I go again. How I cried of back then.
Pops, what are you doing here?
A member of the PIC was killed and I heard that you were in charge of the case.
What kind of prosecutor is followed around by his own father? Hold your tongue. Do you have any idea who this man is? Chairman of the PIC, former chief prosecutor. He's the right hand of the goddess of law.
Now, Courtney. I'm just a old chunk of coal. There's no reason to speak so highly of me. Please excuse my subordinate's behavior. I am Prosecutor Edgeworth, isn't it? Along with his trusty sidekick, Dick Gumshoe.
Oh, those were just filled with tears. I am Blase the best. Or Blaze. Is it supposed to be Blaze or Blase? I think Blase. Blase makes sense.
I'm the proud father of that idiot over there.
Well, at least you know he's stupid.
When that boy was born, me and the missus were happy as could be, you see? But now, I don't even know where she's gone to.
Pops, you need a handkerchief?
Ah, yes, Sebastian is an idiot, but he's such a good boy, you know. Quite the doting father and son. Now then, Courtney, how's the investigation going?
Sir, we've established that the culprit is Kay Faraday. We are currently focusing our efforts.
There are too many uncertainties in this case. It's impossible to determine that she's the culprit. Surely you haven't forgotten the matter of the letter.
I already told you, it was just a simple mistake. The letter was in another pot. Yo! You talk too much.
Now, let's all play nice. Everyone, just calm down.
I'm sorry that you had to witness such an unsightly scene, Mr. Chairman.
Don't apologize, Courtney. I can follow everyone's logic, except Sebastian's, that is.
Hey, Pops.
Chairman DeBest, I am a prosecutor. My duty is to bring criminals to justice. However, I won't make someone out to be a criminal without sufficient motive and evidence.
I've heard about you and your relationship with the suspect, you know? To share such a strong bond.
Gaze assisted the police in arresting criminals countless times, pal. There are too many facets of this case that remains unexplored.
Not much vanished for work. Well, we're going to be ending, hopefully relatively soon, depending on how much longer this case goes on for. Or this part goes on for, rather. Was that water that came out of his goggles? Those are his tears. I see. The bonds of youth are a wonderful thing indeed. Oh! Huh. Pyromaniac. Interesting.
What's that supposed to mean?
So yeah, it technically is Blaze. Yeah. The prosecutor's office needs to resolve this case as quickly as possible. I mean, just think of all the other cases that are piling up. There's no time to waste here. It's unfortunate, but you understand, right, Edgeworth?
What?
Now then, K. Faraday, I'd like to arrest you now.
Okay. No, I won't let you. Kay's innocent, pal.
To defy Chairman DeBest is to defy the law. It would be a grave act of disloyalty. In other words, a hearing won't be needed. Are you prepared to lose your prosecutor's badge? He doesn't have one.
Mr. Edgeworth's badge. You can't do that.
Using a prosecutor's badge as a shield, what has the PIC come to?
Kay, you haven't done anything wrong.
Mr. Edgeworth, it was only for a short time, but thank you for everything. I'm sorry. I turned out to be a criminal. We will make sure to impart your confession to the Goddess of Law.
What should I do? When I was young, I wanted to become a...
Oh, here it goes. Nah. You better chuck that badge.
Someone who can fight can save those in need. And right now, this badge is holding me back. A mere badge for the life of a dear friend. I don't even have to consider it.
All right. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Hold it right there, Judge Courtney.
What is it now, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
Oh!
If this is your prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this?
Consider this my resignation. I am no longer a prosecutor.
Miles, fuck a badge, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing? Explain yourself, Miles Edgeworth. You can't be serious.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're joking, right? If you aren't a prosecutor, then my only mission is to bring the truth to light. If it's the prosecutor's past that to turn a blind eye to the truth, then that title is worth nothing to me. I will walk the path that I believe in. I will not be stopped here.
You're running away from Von Karma, from me?
No matter what you say, I don't intend to go back on my decision.
So you're leaving me behind again? I'll never forgive you for this. No, this is all my fault. I'm sorry. If only I weren't here.
Wait, Kay. Detective Gumshoe, don't follow me. But, Mr. Edgeworth, boss. I'm not your boss anymore, Detective. That's just too much, sir. It's always been you and me. We've been a team. Detective Gumshoe, you no longer need to follow my lead. You should try to accomplish whatever you can on your end.
Ah, this is bad. We just let a dangerous criminal escape.
How could I let her get away? After all my hard work. You see?
Rest assured, Mr. Chairman, this area will be locked down immediately.
Good. I expect the best from you, Courtney.
Yeah, actual villain. To be continued. And I think that is more than I could have expected for this part of the case, but we will have a nice little cliffhanger for tomorrow. I'd like to thank you all very much for coming out. You're not gonna leave it. Oh, you think I won't? You think I won't? You think I won't? But I'd like to thank you all very much for coming out. Thanks once again to Gallus for passing subs to SNR, Joey, and Shizzy, and Ben for passing one to Josh. But we will be picking this up tomorrow with the continuation of episode 4. Did you ever talk about your thoughts on case 3? I didn't overall, but I guess we can end with that. But case 3 I feel was one of the better cases where past investigations happen to come into it. Like if you take a look at any of the Mia cases from Game 3, where it's like, okay, this is a past case that's going to be influencing future cases. Like if you take that into account for like episode 4 and 5 of Trials of Tribulations, how they played into each other, it's kind of like they did something on a scale of combining those two cases, combining the past and present elements, kind of like how they did for Apollo Justice, which I felt was pretty nice. However, in the same vein, I think that this game does it a lot better, where the actual evidence that you get ends up solving the case in the present to a better extent than Apollo Justice's. What was it? Whatever the fucking Matrix system was called, I can't even remember the name of it. But but when you go through it and it's like, okay, you have this, you have this, you have this, and you kind of reach an end of path and have to bounce back and forth. That's kind of neat, but I appreciate this game where it's like, here's the beginning of this story and now it ends, and here's the beginning of this story and now it ends, and here's the beginning of this story and now you finish. So I think Case 3 is probably the best of a culmination of a present and past case, right? Where everything flows together really well. Everything makes a lot of sense. The mystery is decent. Even though the culprit is pretty obvious, it feels like it's another one of the cases where it's like the overall story of the case is more important than actually solving the mystery, because it's very clear once you get to the past where it's like, all right, of the 4 people that are in this room, one is dead and one is the culprit who you know is incorrectly being charged for the crime. Out of the 2 remaining people, select. And it's like, yeah, probably the guy that doesn't get too much shine, that we don't get to see too much about. I feel like the how and why was a bigger focus than the who. Yeah, of course. And that happens for a lot of cases, like specifically in recent that we played the DLC case from Spirit of Justice. It's very, very fucking clear that the butler did it. But that case is more so, here we're giving you Miles versus Phoenix and Maya again. That's what we're giving you. If you wanted that, here you go. It's a fan service case, so the mystery doesn't really matter. You're just here to piece everything together. So I think for episode 3 of Investigations 2, it feels a lot more important, right? It feels like it's a lot better. Also, I would like to point out that I know I said it a little bit earlier, but the overall story of the investigations games, like wrapped up in itself together, feel a lot stronger than the Ace Attorney games, where it's like you can remove bits and pieces of, like, or even whole ass cases and episodes, and the game still flows fine. Like, it still goes from start to end and you get the full story. But with this and Investigations 1, it feels like everything is integral. Everything matters. Everything, like, you look at every single case and it's like, yeah, this is important, this is important, this is important. this is important. Like with the previous case, especially where it's like, okay, you're solving because they mention it offhand in a very like rudimentary manner that Manfred von Karma gave up prosecuting that case, right? And they brought in another prosecutor for it. Now I want to know if that happened to be because obviously it seems that people on the PIC used to be or are prosecutors. So I wonder if Mr. Chairman of the PIC used to be a prosecutor as well. So it feels like when we get to the end, we'll probably have a lot that ties all of this up, and I think that we're going to be going through every like I'll talk about it more in depth. I'll like have like an actual like fucking notepad so we can talk about it more specifically when we get to the end of this game, because then we'll be truly done with everything Phoenix Wright era Ace Attorney. We might, like I said, we might check out the DGS games in the future. I have no big plans to do them right now, but as for right now, I think that's what we'll do when we get to the end of this game. I'm gonna give like a retrospective like talk and look back on everything and kind of explain what I like, what I don't like, what I think is done really well, what I think could be done better, and we'll move on into the future with that knowledge. But like I said, we're going to be doing that in the future, and that's going to be another day. Speaking of another day, I'll have to catch you all on another day, specifically tomorrow, for the continuation of episode 4 of this game. But until then, you guys take it easy. Peace.